Around the NFL for head coaches, the hottest one might have been the one that was occupied by Lovie Smith. They started the season sluggishly, and now they're one win away.
Well, Lovie Smith, he likes this matchup. You look at these games between these two teams, they've been tight affairs. He doesn't anticipate this one being any different. In fact, he feels that the difference could simply be who protects the football. That then is a key for Jay Cutler, a guy who has struggled in protecting the ball against the Green Bay Packers. But in addition to Cutler, the guy who really has to have an impact in this game, in my opinion, is Julius Peppers.
We cannot wait. By the way, it's a rather interactive national anthem that we'll have for you. It's not to be missed from Soldier Field after this from the Verizon NFL Mobile Update.
Hi, it's Conference Championship Sunday, and it's time for the Verizon NFL Mobile Update. I'm Jill Arrington. Today, it's the NFL's most storied rivalry, 89 years and counting. It's the Bears and the Packers in the NFC Championship. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs was 1941. Green Bay lost that game, but Aaron Rodgers and the Pack hope this one turns out differently. If they win, it'll be their 5th trip to the Super Bowl. Keep your head in the game with NFL Mobile, only from Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already, the doubtcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, it's America's largest and most reliable network that more people trust. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
This whole stadium anticipates the Star-Spangled Banner. They do it differently here at Soldier Field. This will be fun. Let's throw it to the public address announcer here in Chicago.
And now, please stand and remove your hats to honor America with the presentation of our nation's flag. Performing today's national anthem, please welcome Jim Cornelison.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That is special, and it'll give you the chills here in Chicago, and the chills have nothing to do with the temperature. We get set for football. Let's kick this thing off. Interviews from down on the field when we come back. Glad you're with us.
So, Benny, I'm proud of you. Welcome to the 21st century.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're on E-Trade, hunting down stocks, bonds, ETFs.
Oh, I love ETFs.
Look at you. Why don't you show me your portfolio? I'd love to.
I already logged out.
Oh, no, it's easy, actually, to get back. See where it says history?
Oh, there's a history?
Yeah, it will take you right back to the site that you were just on.
That last site.
And now, cycle complete. The male wildebeest returns to propagate the herd.
Can you forward me this link?
E-Trade. Investing Unleashed.
You're watching Fox Sports in HD, presented by DirecTV.
One of the Broncos' all-time greats, Terrell Davis, talks about life after football on the next of Polo's People tonight at 10 on Fox 31.
You could say I'm demanding, and not because I'm a ginormous celebrity, but because I have Xfinity. All my favorite shows and movies are available instantly on demand. Now, I'm not demanding, am I? Well, am I?
No, ma'am. Happy to be here.
Good answer.
With Xfinity On Demand, get all your favorites on TV and online. Satellite can't match that. Switch to Xfinity TV for $29.99 a month for a whole year, plus get 3 months of HBO free. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Swing me.
February 12th and 13th, the Monster Jam Champions are coming. And so is the world's best entertainment value, because kids' seats are just $10. The Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam. Kids' seats are just $10 for the return of world champions Grave Digger and El Toro Loco. And for the first time at the Pepsi Center, world champion Tasmanian Devil. And right now, adults can save $5 with a discount coupon from Advanced Auto Parts. February 12th and 13th, Pepsi Center.
Tired of your current car? Trade it in now during your Honda dealer's VIP vehicle buyback event and get up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. It doesn't get any better than this. Honda's starting under $200 a month. Drive a 36 MPG Civic for under $5 a day, just $139 a month. Or a 34 MPG Accord for under $7 a day, just $199 a month. And get up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. Everyone saves at this event, whether you have a trade-in or not. Don't miss the Honda VIP vehicle buyback event. See your Rocky Mountain Honda dealer today.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
These two franchises have been banging heads for 90 years. Let's go down to the field. Here's Pam Oliver with Clay Matthews.
Well, Clay, we've all noticed it, the sky-high confidence of the Green Bay Packers. Explain what's fueling that.
Our play, really, we've been playing some great ball lately. Defense, offense, special teams, and we look to continue that today.
Appreciate it. I'll let you go. Now for more on the Bears, let's go over to Chris Myers, who's with Brian Urlacher.
All right, Pam, this close to kickoff, Brian, describe your emotions this scene with your rival.
I can't describe it. I'm just happy to be here. You know, it's been a long week waiting for this day to get here. We worked hard all season to get a chance to play in this game. We're really excited.
All right, good luck, all right?
Thanks, Chris.
Take care. Let's go back up to Troy and Joe.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks to Pam and for the two guys for stopping by. It's cold. It's been colder. 19 degrees. Wind 8 miles per hour. It feels like 8. James Starks is waiting for it. The rookie. And Gold will kick it away. Who's going to the Super Bowl from the NFC? Good directional kick. Starks stumbled at the start, and now down he goes. And for all the talk about this field and the NFL trying to say it's in great condition, Jay Glazer, Troy talked about it, and Starks on the first play of the day goes down.
Well, these teams have both been talking about it all week as long. A lot of people would think that it's just the visiting team, the Green Bay Packers, that it would be of concern to. But a number of Chicago Bears have been talking about the conditions of the field all week also.
Green Bay starts at the 16. Try and start with a throw. Rodgers has a man, Jennings, and just where he left off against Atlanta. 21 yards to Greg Jennings, and a good start for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it sure was. And Aaron Rodgers, in talking with him coming into the game, he said that he wanted to tell himself to be patient. Well, they come right out of the box, first play of the game. They take a shot to the sidelines, and Greg Jennings, and I know in talking with Mike McCarthy, very confident that they would be able to come out here today and have success throwing the football, and they started off on the first play.
So much for just the 12-yard return by Starks. Good field position now, and after the fake handoff, it's Jennings again. 2 quick strikes, and Jennings doesn't go down until he gets to the Chicago 36. First 21 yards, this one good for 26.
Come off a play action for Aaron Rodgers. A nice catch here by Greg Jennings. A ball that's behind him, but he's able to bring it in. A heck of a start here after just 2 plays.
Say that again, though. Aaron Rodgers told us last week he wanted to be aggressive in Atlanta. Here against Chicago, he wanted to stay patient, take little chunks of yardage as he did in week 3 here in a loss. Well, he's dropped back twice and he's found 85 twice.
And what's happened is, coming off of last week's game where he was on fire against the Atlanta Falcons, here after 2 plays, he feels like it's business as usual.
Here is Starks' first carry of the day, and the rookie does not go down. He's been impressive since he's had a chance. He went through Lance Briggs, picked up 6. So a very good start here for Green Bay on the road. Third meeting between these two sides. Chicago won here in week 3 by 3 points, September 27th. These two teams met the second day of January in Lambeau.
I think it's real important that Chicago Bears do something to let Aaron Rodgers know that it's not going to be as easy as he has made it look in the first 2 playoff games.
Second down and 4. Rodgers in trouble. Got away from Tommy Harris and now finds Starks for a first down. This wasn't that same tight situation, but we saw Aaron Rodgers last week in Atlanta with guys in his face. He's so good at avoiding pressure, using his feet, using his legs, always with his eyes downfield while that's going on.
Well, you look at what he has been able to do, completing 78% against the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card game, last week's game against the Atlanta Falcons. This guy is in a zone, and when that happens for a quarterback, the game slows down tremendously, and that's why I say the Bears have got to do something to rattle him.
Play action, and that's Jordy Nelson. Nelson takes it down inside the 5, a 22-yard completion, and the ball hasn't hit the ground yet.
Yeah, and even though the Packers have not been a team throughout the season that has run the ball all that effectively, you see what the play action does. Here they come off the play action again. You got the linebackers hitting it. It opens up a clean throwing lane then for Rodgers. Jordy Nelson on the deeper post runs a nice route and good ball placement by Rodgers.
Here's that bone formation with 2 big fullback types in front of James Starks. Kuhn and Quinn Johnson. Here's Starks, and James Starks takes it to the 1. James Starks does not have a touchdown. He has burst onto the scene, had that big debut in a way in Philadelphia, and here is B.J. Raji, the nose tackle, who was in at fullback in goal line situation last week at Atlanta. He's in there now.
And he's letting the official know that he's ineligible, meaning he can catch the ball if they decide to throw it to him. I think he's there for one reason.
To block for John Kuhn. They fake it to Kuhn, and Rodgers will take it to the edge. Touchdown! And what an impressive start to this game for the Packers.
Well, you know, once you get down there and you bring in the big guy, B.J. Raji, that they're going to hit it. But Aaron Rodgers, you see how much depth he gets off of the fake. And because he got so much depth, they were almost able to make a play on him before he got to the goal line there. It was Daniel Manning that had a shot at him. A pretty good call there by Mike McCarthy, knowing that the Bears would be overselling, trying to stop the run, and rightfully so, and then getting Rodgers out the back door.
What a drive for Aaron Rodgers. 4 for 4, 76 yards, 3 completions of over 20 yards. And oh, by the way, he can run too. Got to the edge, got it inside the pylon. And a strong start for the Pack here in Chicago.
So the jury has rendered its verdict.
Guilty.
I'm here with the defendant. Sir, the plaintiff claims she changed her travel plans, paid the difference in airfare, but you added a $150 change fee.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Who can afford a $150 change fee?
Me?
Well, she says she's gonna fly Southwest next time because they don't do that.
They love customers. I love cash.
Don't pay a change fee on top of a fare difference. Fly Southwest, the only airline with no change fees.
Not all steel is created equal. Not all manufacturing processes are created equal. Not all engineering standards are created equal. Which is why not all luxury vehicles are created equal. The hard way is how Lexus inspires absolute confidence. The hard way is the pursuit of perfection. See what it takes at Lexus.com the hard way.
Son?
Yeah?
Your report card came in the mail today.
Uh-oh.
Top of the class.
Phew.
Come on, let's go for McDonald's.
Yes.
Hold on.
Whoa. Nice.
There's always an extra fry at the bottom.
39 seconds left. Manning lobs it.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Well, a great scene down below. This place is buzzing, and Brian Urlacher's defense just got buzzed by the Green Bay offense. Right down the field, 84-yard drive in 7 plays. Aaron Rodgers was perfect on it. By the way, left tackle Chad Clifton got hit in the head on that fake handoff on the touchdown. Hit in the head by the knee of John Kuhn when Kuhn went up into the air. And they were working on Clifton, looking at him. Clifton's played great here over the past month. Pro Bowl tackle. Here is a kickoff into the arms of Kellen Davis. And Davis got it across the 35 as they try and keep it away from the good return men that the Bears have to offer. Watch on the left of your screen or right in the middle. The left knee of John Kuhn to the head of Chad Clifton. Here's the mini belt. Just a little point from Aaron Rodgers. 7-0 Green Bay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Gentlemen, here we go. Here we go.
It's time to kick it off, and here we go.
Here we go.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Oh, here we go! Woo! Here we go.
There were 9 of us hiding all over the world. We're being hunted in order. The first 3 are dead. I'm next. I'm not who you think I am. I am number 4.
Rated PG-13.
In recent tests, one car was deemed the 2010 best midsize sedan. It wasn't the Ford Fusion. Definitely wasn't the Honda Accord or the Hyundai Sonata. And it wasn't the Subaru, Chevy, or Nissan. It was a 2010 Toyota Camry, touted as best midsize sedan by Motor Trend. Toyota, quality to move you forward.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Well, what will the answer be on the part of the Chicago Bears offensively? And they're looking at the neck. They're calling it a stinger at this point for Chad Clifton. But right now, the spotlight's on number 6. Jay Cutler, who was terrific against the Seahawks here a week ago. Down 7-0 at home. And starting at the 37. The late handoff, it's Forte. Desmond Bishop right in the middle of it makes the play a gain of 2. Take a look at the offense. Jay Cutler threw for 23 touchdowns, 16 picks. Much better than a year ago. His Pro Bowler is Devin Hester, but he is a Pro Bowler because of what he does in the return game. And Troy, this offensive line settled in after the bye week. They're not outstanding, but they've been much better than the start of the season.
And as that offensive line got stabilized, that's really when we saw this offense begin to have a little more production.
Here is Cutler, has to step up, and he drops it off to Forte. Room to run, and Matt Forte is down inside the 40. 24 yards until he's brought down by Nick Collins.
Well, immediately there's pressure off the edges by the outside backers, and so Cutler, as a result of having to step up, good timing by Matt Forte, not helping out in protection, getting over the ball, Cutler knowing where his outlet receiver was, and that's where Forte has been pretty dangerous as a receiver. A nice execution by Cutler.
So a first down, and they hand it to Forte, trying to get to the right edge, and there is not much out there. Matt picks up 2. Let's take a look at this defense, coordinated by Dom Capers. Last year, the number 2 defense, but they got shredded in the playoffs by Arizona. This year, number 5 overall, and we always highlight number 52, Clay Matthews. But so far, this has been a postseason where Tramon Williams, with his 3 interceptions, has stepped into the spotlight for Green Bay. 2nd and 8. Fake the handoff. He's looking for Forte. It wasn't there, and now he gets it to Forte eventually for a gain of a yard. Heavy pressure on Jay Cutler, who found number 22.
Well, they get the pressure in the middle by Colin Jenkins, and they're trying to run a screen. And he just didn't time up very well, primarily because Colin Jenkins is able to get into the face of Cutler, and the Packers read that pretty good. They were able to get out on Forte and give Cutler really nowhere to go with the ball, but he's able to avoid the sack at the end and get it off just in time.
So 3rd down and 7. Blitz coming from Green Bay, right up the middle. Bears pick it up. Open, but overthrown is Devin Hester. Cutler had him, and Cutler's bent over with his head down, saying, I just missed an opportunity.
He sure did, because Devin Hester runs an excellent route here. He's able to get Charlie Pepper, the safety, turned around, and if he's just able to lay it. I saw Jay Cutler in warm-ups, and when he gets in trouble, he throws the ball high. He was throwing the ball high in pregame warm-ups, and he let that one sail on him as well. Hard to throw sometimes in these conditions if you're not able to get your hand warm, whether that factored into it or not, but a missed opportunity.
Bears pass on roughly a 53-yard field goal try. And instead, it's Brad Maynard who knocks it out of bounds. It'll be placed at the 10. So back to the field, Brian Urlacher. Maybe more importantly, Aaron Rodgers, who is still hot.
Recently, the Toyota Camry and several of its 2011 competitors were put through a series of safety tests. One of them being braking from 70 miles an hour to 0. The Camry stopped shorter than everyone else.
And you know, that matters to me.
Toyota's Star Safety System, standard on all Toyota models. Toyota.
We had this party the other night.
Blowout, actually.
Yes. Our secret, the new Big Dipper Pizza from Pizza Hut.
With 24 awesome pizza strips and loads of marinara.
And it's just $12.
And with so many dipping strips, it's like a people magnet.
Yeah, and by people, he means the ladies.
Because they were there.
Right now, a delicious Big Dipper pizza with your favorite topping is just $12. Dip more in marinara and less in your wallet. The new Big Dipper pizza, only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
This is the Evo 4G. This is Android, which powers the Evo. This is something nice someone said about the Evo. So is this. And this. And all this. And
this is the new HTC Evo Shift 4G, a smaller Evo with a slide-out keyboard. Only from Sprint, the Now Network. Now, there's even more to talk about.
Today's game is sponsored by Toyota. By Sprint, the Now Network. And by Pizza Hut. Large pizzas are just $10 and mediums are just $8. Great prices every day.
Well, we showed you the injury to Jack Clifton when he got knocked in the head, and so because of that, TJ Lang is now in. He's out at left tackle. Second-year pro out of Eastern Michigan. So the Pro Bowl left tackle is out for Green Bay. And a big hole on the left side for Starks. And James Starks carries it for 16 yards. Harris and Tillman on the tackle.
You see the block here by Darren College, the left guard, and he's able to collapse it. Anthony Adams, they double up on him. And they get Andrew Corliss up on the linebacker as well. I mean, just a nice job there. Good hole for James Starks to run through that. That's a concern with Chad Clifton out of the lineup because they knew that they were going to have to give help to Brian Balaga. They trusted that Clifton would be okay. Now, in protection, they may have to try to give help to both sides.
Rodgers throws, and it's another completion. On first down, about 9.5 yards to James Jones. We've seen already Julius Peppers switch sides. On that first play, the run by Starks, Peppers was at left end across from Balaga, the rookie. The last play, he came back to his usual right side, working across number 70, TJ Lang, just into the game.
Julius Peppers has to have a big presence in this ball game because the Bears really cannot afford to have to start bringing pressure. The last time these two teams played, Julius Peppers had 0 sacks, 0 quarterback pressures. It has to be a different story in this one.
They gave James Jones 10, so it was a first down on that previous completion, a 1-yard carry by Starks. So let's look at this group offensively. James Starks, the rookie out of Buffalo, and a find in the 6th round. Guy who didn't even play his senior year because of a shoulder injury. You saw Greg Jennings, first-time Pro Bowler. He's had a terrific year, but they are deep on the outside with regard to personnel, and now it's TJ Lang at left tackle.
Well, they seem to always have a different guy step up each week and have a great performance. Maybe today it's going to be TJ Lang.
Second down and 9. Handoff is to Brandon Jackson, and no trouble running it. Jackson has enough for a first down. Daniel Manning on the stop. And now we look at this defense. Number 9 overall. They were number 4 in points allowed per game, and they're the 2 Pro Bowl linebackers. Chris Harris is playing with a left hip injury that he suffered against the Seahawks. A blitz from Chicago. Green Bay picks it up, aired out for Jennings. Incomplete. Coverage by Tillman.
Julius Peppers, he's able to get around the edge, and he's the guy who's able to put the hit then on Aaron Rodgers. You can see right at TJ Lang is where he lined up this time, Joe, and he comes low. Didn't look like he got much of a hit on Rodgers, but maybe the way that Rodgers twisted as he was going to the ground.
That's a first incompletion thrown by Rodgers, and Rodgers looked to be in some pain after going to the ground awkwardly. Second and 10. Rodgers throws far sideline. Jordy Nelson incomplete. And now 3rd and 10.
Well, what we've seen from the Bears is they are willing to go one-on-one on the outside. They continue to drop the safety down, even though on this possession the Packers have had some success running the football with an extra defender down in run support. They feel they match up well outside.
Third down and 10. Rodgers drops it off for Cohn, incomplete. Julius Peppers with more pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and Peppers now working on Lang instead of Clifton. That's something to watch the rest of this game.
Well, Peppers is at least letting Aaron Rodgers know that he's there. And the last couple of times now against T.J. Lang, he's gotten pressure. He drove T.J. Lang right back into Aaron Rodgers. Good coverage on the back end of it and just nowhere to really go with the ball.
Pressure on Mastay to try and keep it away from Devin Hester. Instead, it's right down the middle. Devin Bush can't bring down Hester, but a good play is made and a tackle by Matt Wilhelm. A return of just 3 yards. Jay Cutler, it's your turn now.
To our millions of customers who never stopped believing this day would come, thank you.
Meet the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club. They've been to every game for the last 44 years.
When I get that Super Bowl ticket in my hand, that's the moment that I start to feel it's real. I'm going again.
And now, Visa's giving you the chance to become a fan for life, too. When you use your Visa card, you could win a trip to the Super Bowl starting next year for the rest of your life. More fans go with Visa.
When beef meets flame, flavor is born. When beef meets cheddar and jalapenos, flavor gets a crazy cousin. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse Burger, stuffed with bold cheddar and spicy jalapenos, fiery from the inside out. Just $3.99 only at Burger King.
In recent tests, one car was deemed the 2010 best midsize sedan. It wasn't the Ford Fusion. Definitely wasn't the Honda Accord or the Hyundai Sonata. And it wasn't the Subaru, Chevy, or Nissan. It was a 2010 Toyota Camry, touted as best midsize sedan by Motor Trend. Toyota, quality to move you forward.
Number one goal we'll have is to beat Green Bay.
When you're the head coach of the Chicago Bears, there are priorities, and that was the priority that was told to Lovie Smith. If he didn't realize the significance of this rivalry that dates back to George Papa Bear Halas and Curly Lambeau, he knew it when he got hired. He's 8-6 in his career against Green Bay, and his first head coaching victory was week 2 back in 04 when he beat the Packers. Now these two go head to head. Second playoff game as Chris Williams moved early.
Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, first down.
How fitting that these two teams go head to head to try and get to Super Bowl 45.
And when we talked to Lovie Smith, he said the reason he knew about the rivalry was because he hated the Green Bay Packers. Grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan. Of course, he's from Big Sandy, Texas. Said he had nightmares after that Ice Bowl game and when his team lost, and Bob Hayes was his favorite player.
Here's Forte. He's touched it on all but one offensive play so far, and over the left side he gets 3. Woodson on the tackle. That's something that Chicago, Troy, wants to do, run at Charles Woodson. Woodson had a career high in tackles this year with 105.
Yeah, and that surprises me a little bit, to be honest with you, Joe, that Mike Martz would say that's the guy that we really feel that we may be able to have some success running the football against, because Charles Woodson, as we know, that's when he's really at his best, is when he is a tackler around the ball. He does a great job of forcing fumbles, plays like a linebacker. I don't know how much success they'll have doing that.
Second down and 12. Forte picks his way through that defense. Hawk on the stop, a gain of 7. Makes it a more manageable third down coming up.
Yeah, and Mike Martz, I know that the last time these two teams met, he really felt that he didn't give Jay Cutler enough opportunities to get the ball down the field. And it was a low-scoring game, as we know. The Packers were able to keep the Bears out of the end zone, and he said, I've got to do a better job. I've got to call a better game, and I've got to give Cutler more opportunities to make some plays. We saw the one on the first possession that he had down the field to Devin Hester, and I would anticipate some more here early.
3rd down and 6. Cutler in trouble. Down he goes. A sack for this Green Bay defense. Colin Jenkins in the middle of it, a loss of 5.
You're going to also see the pressure here. It comes from the outside, and as soon as Cutler then starts to step up, that inside pressure because of where Clay Matthews came from, he's there then to make the play.
So a sack on 3rd and 6, Jenkins and Matthews. And now the punt from Maynard with Tremont Williams waiting for it. Has a little room in front of him. And Williams lowers his head and takes it near midfield. An 11-yard return. Bullock's on the stop. 3rd possession for Green Bay as they lead it by 7.
Have you tried one of these? It's so good.
Man, I can't believe we haven't done this before. Oh, wow, look at that.
Want a bite?
You're aging. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, guys.
Do it again. Do it again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In my office.
State Farm.
I think we're good.
State Farm agents are there when you need them.
Today was the day that I put everything in perspective. I fell asleep, but when I woke up, everything changed and the skies turned off. That was before. That was before. You came along and you played me a song with a little bit of love and a little bit of yeah, yeah.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans.
To be the official soft drink of the NFL takes a special formula. It takes drive, determination, and a whole lot of taste. With millions of thirsty NFL fans out there, you've got to deliver every Sunday. And if you can do it all with 0 calories, you will be a legend. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
We're going to break into the CIA.
We're getting the band back together.
I am excited.
Red has the best cast for an action comedy ever.
I remembered the CIA being tougher.
Me too. Red, get it on Tuesday.
When you think about all the great quarterbacks around the NFL, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the run he was on last year, winning it all, it's oftentimes up to the other team's offense to play keep away and try and keep that hot other quarterback off the field. And that's the category that Aaron Rodgers has thrust himself into this postseason. He keeps it here, has time, and finds Jennings, who's to the 30. 21 yards, another 20-plus yard completion. That's his 4th of this game. And you look at these numbers, and this is why I say that. A 98.4 career regular season quarterback rating, best ever. See what he's done in the postseason with a 129.4 rating, highest in NFL history. His first ever postseason pass last year, an interception. Since then, 10 touchdowns, no picks. And he has made it at times in the month of January look simple. James Starks over the right side picks up 3. Urlacher forced him out.
Well, and he's off to another good start here in this game, Joe. And you know, if he continues, we're going to be referring to him as Mr. January. I mean, it really is pretty remarkable how well he has been able to play. And I think what would be concerning for the Chicago Bears is if he's got shots down the field, he'll take them. If he doesn't have them, he's very patient. You don't see him throwing the ball into a lot of crowded areas. And even when he does, he's very accurate with where he's putting the ball. Makes
Second
great
down
decisions.
And 7, and Starks breaks the tackle. He has picked up some tough yards. First guy there was Tommy Harris. Chris Harris there for the tackle, a gain of 1. And Greg Jennings had limped off that previous play, so he was on the sideline. Now on a 3rd and 6, Jennings back on the field. He has been Rodgers' favorite target so far. Rodgers. Flushed out and now brought down by Urlacher.
The Bears wanted to be real careful as to when they brought the blitz, but you see Urlacher here. He's going to get around all of the clutter, and he's able to come in on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron feels pressure, and as we've seen so many times, tries to escape the pocket, but not before Urlacher's able to get there for the sack.
That's a loss of 8, and that knocks Green Bay out of field goal range. So Mastay will show us what he can do. Directional punting. It's Jared Bush downfield, keeps it in play and well covered by Green Bay. Underwood's there to tap it down. It's a 32-yard punt over the head of Devin Hester. And Jared Bush is the one
Number
downfield.
58. Half the distance of goal from the end of the kick. First down.
That's against Rod Wilson of Chicago, so that will march it even closer to the Bears end zone. And now Dom Capers in that defense will try and make something happen with Chicago's offense out there.
Well, what a great job there by punter Tim Mastay. The last time these two teams met, 8 times he punted. 4 of them he put inside the 20-yard line. He had a bye week last week, Joe. He didn't have to punt 1 time in that win against the Falcons. But I was watching him in pregame warmups. He does a great job. Didn't happen there, but he does a great job of getting the ball to spin and bounce backwards instead of forward towards the goal line.
It's Forte, gets out of the end zone and picks up 1.5 yards. So we talk about special teams, Troy. You and I talked about it during the pregame. You think about special teams and the advantage that Chicago should have because of the presence of Devin Hester. Mastay just hit a beauty. And Chicago's backed up. Also down 7-0 after 1. Back after this, right here on Fox.
I want to go out one night a week where it's just you and me.
You just checked out that girl's butt.
Do you think she noticed? She gave me a hall pass. A what?
1 week off from marriage.
What's with the helmet?
Oh, chicks dig motorcycles. Excuse me, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No, how much?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, Fred Searing. How are you?
What are those?
Just some brownies that are a bit naughty.
What are you doing? You took way too much.
Hall Pass.
What are you doing? Taking mental photographs.
Starts February 25th.
Beef, meet flame. Flame, meet flavor. Flavor, meet your crazy cousin. World, meet the BK Stuffed Steakhouse. Flame broiled beef stuffed with bold cheddar cheese and spicy jalapenos deep down inside. The first burger that's fiery from the inside out. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse, just $3.99, only at Burger King.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The doubtcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, it's America's largest and most reliable network that more people trust. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
Every cop in the city answers to me.
No one man should have all that power.
You and I are going to ride the city. We're going to pick the cases that really matter.
You think you can change how things get done in Chicago?
The Chicago Code, Monday, February 7th on Fox. Fox tomorrow. A drill instructor and his student are mysteriously dying, but one of them has a secret.
Please, don't tell.
That could save them both.
So you won't have to worry about it. Being dead makes keeping secrets much easier.
All new house. Then,
Mommy, I'll be back.
a mother's mistake turns into a huge lie.
The man and woman forced me from my car.
Can Lightman find the truth?
Does your wife know that you think that she's a liar?
All new Lie to Me after House. It all starts tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Ball's inside the 4 as we start the second quarter. Second down for Chicago. Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, trying to make the bad J come out. The bad J Cutler when he has turned it over. He's thrown 9 picks in 4 games against Dom Capers and the Green Bay Packers in 2 seasons. Cutler in trouble and just got rid of it. Matt Forte was there in the area. That avoids a sack, which if it happens in the end zone, a penalty. happens in the end zone, it would be a safety.
Well, the Green Bay Packers go with 4 down defensive linemen, anticipating that the Bears are going to come out and run the football. Of course, there was the change of the possession there because of the end of the quarter, and Mike Martz recognizes that, realizes their best opportunity there is to get the ball down the field off of a pass. But the Packers still able to get pressure on Cutler.
Play it conservatively and trying to just get a little more yardage for the punter. It's Forte. Matthews wouldn't let him go. Cullen Jenkins was in there as well, and a loss of 2. Cullen Jenkins was the first there, and he's come to play today.
Boy, he sure has, and what a great addition he has been, who missed a number of games, had some injuries, comes back, and you know, he's a big body in there himself, but when you look at that entire group, you know, he's one of the lighter guys at 300 pounds, and at that size, you know, he is able to get some movement up the field.
Second straight 3 and out for the Chicago Bears, and Tramon Williams lost the ball, gets back on top of it, was looking for a big return, and now takes it to the 45. He had room to run, but muffed the punt. Corey Graham on the stop. Packers have it, and a 7-point lead.
A fully boxed steel frame. A proven Duramax diesel engine. And the same make of transmission found in an M1 tank. Introducing the 2011 Sierra HD, the strongest, smartest, most powerful Sierra, including the first Denali. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time. And it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
Succeeding in today's market requires more than wishful thinking. It requires determination and decisive action. Go to E-Trade and get unbiased analyst ratings and 24/7 help from award-winning customer support to take control of your finances and your life. Tap into the power of revolutionary mobile apps to trade wherever, whenever. Life isn't fully experienced sitting idly by. Neither is investing. E-Trade. Investing unleashed.
You can't just throw this at me.
I'm not throwing. Dad's in the doghouse again. He just showed up with his client unannounced. Not even a text. Luckily, you've got Kraft Homestyle mac and cheese in the pantry, so Mom can save the day.
Well, isn't this nice?
Dad really screwed this up.
Kraft Homestyle macaroni and cheese. Cheesy noodles topped with golden brown breadcrumbs. You know you love it.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Taste greatness. By New Line Cinema's new comedy Hall Pass, in theaters February 25th. And by GMC, the official vehicle of the NFL.
Green Bay with good field position for the second straight drive. They start inside the Chicago 45. Quick throw, and that's Jennings, but a penalty flag stopped the action before it started.
Offense number 45. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So loud in here you can't hear the whistle. Quinn Johnson with a false start. That erases a nice completion to Jennings. Fox Wednesday, American Idol is all new with a 2-hour event. Be there when Idol hits Milwaukee in search for America's best singer. Spectacular new season is just getting started. American Idol now on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Next one Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central here on Fox. It's the first Green Bay penalty of the game. First and 15. Here's Starks over the right side. Not much room, and Jennings was out there to make the play. A gain of just 2. Take a look at the offensive leaders. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers marched down the field after the opening kickoff. 7 plays, 84 yards. Rodgers was 4 for 4 on that drive and then ran it in from a yard out. Defense has been better for Chicago since. Second and 13. Brandon Jackson out of the backfield has a first down. We've talked about the footing, and Brian Urlacher slipped a bit. Brandon Jackson went right around him for 16 yards.
Well, and that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. You're going to see Urlacher here. They're in that 2-deep shell, not going to give up anything down the field. And Aaron Rodgers showing patience in knowing that they've got the outside receivers double covered, and that then means that Urlacher has to be able to make a play on Brandon Jackson, so it turns into a significant gain just by checking it down.
Just a good move. I'm not sure Urlacher slipped at all. Here's Starks with room to move. And James Starks in this running game has had a good start to this game. 13 yards for the rookie out of Buffalo.
Yeah, we've talked about James Starks here over the last couple of weeks, and you know, a guy who's got a lot more ability than what you would think for where he went in the draft. And I know this Green Bay Packer organization is awfully excited about him. Once he got healthy and got a chance to get out on the field, he's made some good things happen.
This drive, as were the last 2 without Chad Clifton. Pro Bowl left tackle. TJ Lang is out there. Clifton is in the dressing room with a stinger. That's what they're calling it at this point. Rodgers with good protection floats it for Jordy Nelson. He gets hit by Charles Tillman, but not until he's inside the 5. 15 yards to Jordy Nelson.
Well, Major Wright, the rookie, he's going to drop in trying to give run support here. And because of that, it opens up in behind him. Aaron Rodgers could have hit Nelson earlier. Instead, he decided to hold on to the ball and then hit him once he cleared Major Wright. Just a matter of Jordy Nelson then winning on the one-on-one matchup.
On 1st and goal, they hand to Starks. James Starks. Touchdown. His first in the NFL, and it comes in the NFC Championship game. For now, it's ruled a touchdown.
I think that one might be challenged. It looked like the right knee, Joe, was on the ground prior to him stretching the ball out to cross the goal line for the touchdown.
I look to my left, and Mike Pereira, former head of officiating for the NFL, has his arms up signaling touchdown. He believes that that would be a wasted challenge.
Well, and Lovie Smith agrees.
Packers are 2 for 2 now in the red zone, and they lead 14-0. A lot of the running game, and it's number 44 with his first ever in the NFL. Briggs tried to drag him backward. Huge smile on James Starks' face. Why not? Up 14.
Light beer, please.
Sure. More taste or less taste?
I don't really care.
Okay. When you change out of that European man thong, come back and I'll give you a Miller Lite.
But it's stylish.
It's not in this country.
Man up and choose a light beer with more taste. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite with that great Pilsner taste.
Got a Miller Lite?
Look! We are the same! Roll there!
Slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. Slip sliding away.
On even the worst winter roads, Blizzak tires help keep you under control. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
When you build the world's fastest production sedan, you consider everything. Like at 190 miles per hour, even a simple raindrop becomes a powerful force. The Cadillac CTS-V. Every detail built for speed and performance, right down to the windshield wipers. We don't just make luxury cars. We make Cadillacs.
Father Lucas?
On January 28th.
What was that?
Close the door, please. We don't want to be disturbed, do we?
The Right, rated PG-13.
As you look at the Green Bay sideline, James Starks congratulating and thanking that offensive line. That other sideline of the offense for Chicago has got to figure something out, put it together, and start moving the football. They've had 2 straight 3-and-outs. Danielle Manning waiting for the kick. He and Rasheed Davis came together, and Danielle Manning with a good return out near the 34-yard line. And so now we welcome you inside our broadcast booth here at Soldier Field. Joe and Troy. And Troy, we thought advantage in the special teams was going to fall Chicago's way. Pretty big punt by Mass Day.
Well, it was big because you pinned Chicago then inside the 5-yard line, and offensively you're unable to do anything with it. And so then when the Packers get the ball, they only have to travel 44 yards to get their second touchdown of the game. That's asking your defense to do a lot. Chicago defensively, when you're giving the ball to the Packers across midline.
Here's Cutler with all day, slings it, has a man wide open. Johnny Knox, big play, and the Bears needed it. 24 yards to Johnny Knox.
That's really what they needed too. They need to get something down the field. Johnny Knox is able to get separation, and Cutler puts it out there on the sideline for him. But those are some of the chunks that they're going to have to be able to get. So far, they've just not really been able to get a lot going down the field. But immediately come out, take a shot. Same route we saw Hester run in the first quarter that they failed to connect on.
That's Hester in motion. Cutler moving to his right, misfires for Devin Hester. Second down and 10. Devin Hester, who has been turned into a wide receiver 2 years there, didn't return a kick for a touchdown. That was really his calling card in the NFL. That got him the big contract. Now he's back splitting time and watching other guys blossom as receivers. The main guy, Johnny Knox. But the return game for Hester has picked back up. 3 punt returns for a touchdown this season. Blitz coming from Green Bay. Out of the backfield, Chester Taylor. And Chester Taylor makes a move and fights for a first down. Ball popped out, but he is ruled down in a completion and run of 12 yards.
Well, this is one of the things that Mike Martz talked about coming into this game. One of the things that they felt they could have some advantage on. You see here Chester Taylor. They collapse it. They bring the blitz with Nick Collins. They get the ball into his hands, and now he's just got to try to make somebody miss. But the last time these two teams played, the Bears did not handle the blitz packages very well at all. And that's going to be a key. That time they're able to, and they get a nice game.
This is the deepest the Bears have been inside Packer territory all game. Cutler, Hester, overthrown. Got in front of and then behind Tramon Williams, who's been so good in the playoffs. Incomplete.
That's a good call right there by Mike Martz, because Hester is open on the route. And if there's a way that Cutler can throw this ball towards the pylon and not so deep to the corner, and just allow Hester to get separation then from Tramon Williams and go get that ball, they're able to make a nice play, possibly a touchdown.
Instead, it's an incompletion. Play clock is at 5. And Cutler has to use a timeout. Second down and 10 when we come back. Bears moving the football, trailing by 14.
15 seconds to clock, they can fight.
We gave it a more powerful Duramax turbo diesel and Allison transmission. to help it move over 21,000 pounds. And then we gave it an advanced exhaust brake system to help slow it down, saving wear and tear on your brakes and on you. With a powertrain back for 100,000 miles, introducing the new Chevy Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year.
We are the editors and founders of the food blog.
All right, I got a picture. One of the ways that we find restaurants for our blog is the application Urban Spoon. Click a neighborhood and cuisine, then it pops out restaurant options.
Really good. On BlackBerry, it's a super app.
You can add the restaurant to your contacts, map it, post to Facebook, and tweet.
Without leaving the application. It's like a slot machine. It's like, you spin to win. I'm so full.
More than apps, super apps. Only at BlackBerry App World.
Today is the day. Glory has arrived. Welcome home, Sony TV. Thank you, Best Buy. We are ready. We have prepared. Let the roar shake us to our core. Let the game explode into our room. Today, we all savor the sweet taste of victory. Right now, find unbeatable prices with our price match guarantee. Only at Best Buy.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Today's game is sponsored by the Chevy Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year.
Live and in color from this great city, Chicago, Illinois. Second quarter, there's Chad Clifton, who is now working out on the sideline. He was in the locker room. That's got to be considered good news for the Packers. Right now, good news for the Bears is they're moving. And Cutler has time, finds Rasheed Davis. And Davis has a first down at the 18. Blaine Matthews on the stop. A flag is down.
10-yard penalty, second down.
And it's a hold against the Chicago Bears, which eliminates the play.
Well, the Green Bay Packers, they brought a lot of people on that one. They brought the linebackers off the edge, and then Sam Shields from the corner position, who there was no way he was going to be able to get to Cutler in time, opened up a nice place then for Cutler to go with the football, but all for naught with the holding penalty.
We didn't hear from Terry McCauley who was guilty. Instead of a 1st and 10 at the 18. It's 2nd and 20. Back at the 41. Cutler steps up and now will try and run. He ran for 2 touchdowns last week and he gets smacked by Eric Walden. A gain of 10. Let's go back to that previous play and watch 29 Chester Taylor in the backfield. It was on him.
Yeah, he's blocking Desmond Bishop, and right there is what they called. Well, Jay Cutler, he hurt them in the first game, going back a while to week 3 with his ability to scramble. But that time with a 3-man rush, just nowhere to go with the ball. Hard to find somebody open with 8 guys in coverage.
Rush for 37 yards in that first meeting. Cutler just slides. Eric Walden is out there, a gain of 1, so now 3rd down and long, and that could be a killer holding penalty. On Chester Taylor, and it is 4th down. It's at 3rd, it is 4th, and it's Maynard back to punt. So it eliminated a 1st down. Made it 2nd and 20, and the Bears couldn't do anything with it after that. Pass on a 49-yard field goal try. And Maynard toward the corner. It is covered downfield, and it'll be a touchback. Corey Graham was down there, but had that right foot, it looked like, right there on the goal line. Touchback. Packers will start at their 20 up 14.
Duchenne. Most of us have never even heard this word. For others, this word has turned their lives upside down. Duchenne is the most common childhood muscle disease. It's a devastating illness with no cure. But research is moving fast, and for the first time, there's hope. Join our partners at Cadillac. Visit Cadillac.com as they auction off trips to Super Bowl 45 to benefit Cure Duchenne. Together, we can cure Duchenne.
I think Domino's Pizza is made by no one, by machines.
You and Hans probably don't even touch it.
Well, have I got a surprise for you. You're actually in a real Domino's kitchen. Look, they're stretching the dough for our hand-tossed pizza. These pizzas are all handmade. Right when you call, they're made fresh to order.
Now get 2 medium, 2-topping handmade Domino's pizzas for just $5.99 each.
And I just want to confirm, no one here is a machine.
For every criminal who thinks he's above the law.
How old are you?
They have a message.
We're coming for you.
The Mechanic, rated R, starts Friday.
Nice.
Second playoff game ever between these two franchises. Green Bay Packers here on the road. 7:40 left in the first half, lead 14-0, started their 20. The Bears just passed on a 49-yard field goal try for a punt that netted just 11 yards of field position. From the 20, it's Starks. And another huge hole to run through for James Starks as he picks up 10. Major right on the stop. Super Bowl Sunday is going to be a good night with a Bridgestone Super Bowl 45 halftime show starring the Black Eyed Peas. Sunday, February 6th, only on Fox.
Well, you look at this game right now, Joe, as much as the Bears are struggling offensively to really get anything going, if the Bears are going to be able to turn momentum and get anything going in their favor, it looks like the defense is going to have to create some type of takeaway and give the ball back to their offense with a short field.
As of right now, the Packers are averaging over 8 yards per play. Rodgers can run. He's got a first down and more as he outruns Lance Briggs. Into Chicago territory, out at the 45, and it's a 25-yard run by Aaron Rodgers.
You've got to be able to contain him. They do a nice job on the back end of it of not giving Rodgers anywhere to go with the ball. He didn't like it, and then he is able to escape. And it's hard to do when you're not able to control the rushing lanes with your defensive front. This is a guy who's able to get out of the pocket and pick up big chunks of yardage with his feet.
That was not a big part of your arsenal in your Hall of Fame career.
Unfortunately not.
25 yards, and now Starks keeping it on the ground this time, and Starks gets nothing. Tino Isamoa on the tackle.
It's absolutely demoralizing for a defense because, one, you know that they're dropping back to throw the ball, and you hold up, and these are a talented group of receivers that you're having to try to cover, and when you're able to get underneath the throwing lanes, and then for the quarterback to scramble and get the kind of yardage that we just saw Aaron Rodgers get, I mean, that is really disheartening for a defensive unit.
2nd and 10. Rodgers with a pocket finds Jennings. And on 2nd and 10, Greg Jennings gets 9. Let's go down to the field and Pam Oliver. Having trouble with our wireless microphone from down on the field on this cold day here in Chicago. It's 3rd and 1. Rodgers will have to use a timeout. Neither team has converted on 3rd down so far in this game. Packers 0 for 2. Timeout Green Bay, 3rd and 1. And we will keep it right here. You know, the Chicago Bears, Troy, have never come back in their playoff history from a deficit of more than 7 points. And here they are down 14-0. It's a big third down for Chicago defensively to try and stop what's happening to them with the way this Green Bay Packers offense is playing.
Big third down, because if you look at where they're at on the field, if they convert this, more than likely they're going to come away with more points. And you kind of thought that you kind of thought that the Bears would maybe struggle. This Packers defense is awfully good. They've been overshadowed by the play of the quarterback Aaron Rodgers throughout the postseason and for much of the regular season. But for the Bears, they've had to rely on this defense. That's what's gotten them to this game today. And the Packers well over 200 yards here in this first half.
On third down and 1, it's Starks, and he doesn't get it. Lance Briggs, the first guy in to make the play. So now it's fourth down, and it's Mastay, the punter, onto the field.
Well, that's a big stop for the Chicago Bears. Lance Briggs, he attacks it coming downhill. They're unable to get alignment off to him. The Packers are, and then he's able to make a tackle on Starks. That's not easy to do, but a big play. Oftentimes when you need a play defensively, how many times have we seen Lance Briggs be the guy who makes it?
Headed to another Pro Bowl as Hester will stay away, and Mastay with a good punt, but it checked up and went backwards so far that instead of starting inside the 10, by the time it's touched, it's out near the 11. You look at how this season started for the Chicago Bears leading into their bye week. These are actual headlines. They were 4-3, but Troy, all of the issues that they had on the offensive line, you thought, well, this is going to be a lost season. We talked about the hot seat for Lovie Smith, but everything settled down after that bye week.
Yeah, it was like it was two different seasons for the Bears. There was the first 7 games prior to the bye week, and then there was everything that happened after the bye week. In the last 9 games of the regular season, a far different team than what we saw through the first 7.
On first down, thrown off his back foot. The pass is incomplete. And good coverage out there on Forte by Desmond Bishop.
Bears have just been unable to get anything going, and that's been frustrating, for much of the season for offensive coordinator Mike Martz. I know we were talking about those first 7 games, and he said early on, we're just trying to call plays to basically survive. And over the last 9, then it got to where he could actually start trying to game plan and have some success. We all know how they then started relying more on the running game. They've just not been able to get anything going, whether running the ball or throwing the ball here in this first half.
On second down, Cutler throws incomplete for Olsen, but a penalty flag flies in the secondary. And it's a defensive hold, which carries with it an automatic first down.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 38. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They get Tramon Williams.
Yeah, right in the slot, and he can engage there up to 5 yards, but then you've got to be able to let him go. That's a good call there by the official. It's the tail end of it, and able to get pressure there on Cutler, knocked him down again.
That was Eric Walden who was in there to lay the hit on Cutler. He sacked Cutler 3 times in that January 2nd meeting at Lambeau.
Yeah, that was kind of his coming out party.
So now on first down, Cutler throws. This one's up for grabs. And like a good defensive back, Olsen knocks it away from Clay Matthews.
Well, Cutler has another guy right in his face, and you're going to see as he's trying to turn this one loose, immediately he's getting hit by B.J. Raji, and as a result of that, the ball flutters on him. That's a great job by Greg Olsen, because as we've seen so many times, when the ball's in the air, these Packer defensive backs and linebackers, they do a great job of attacking it and making the interception, but Greg Olsen's able to keep that from happening.
Cutler started 4 for 10 for 61 yards. He hands it to Forte. Nice hole for Forte, who has a first down out to the 30. 13-yard run for Matt Forte, who was number 4 in the NFC with over 1,600 yards from scrimmage this season.
Yeah, I'll tell you, as a quarterback, 2nd and long, and you've been getting hit the way that Jay Cutler has. That feels good right there when you can come back on a simple little draw play and pick up the first down.
Here is Forte again. Forte is knocked down by Bishop. You know, we talked. As we look at Jay Cutler, who's got blood on the elbow area of that right sleeve. We talked last week about the job of the outside linebackers, Troy, for the Green Bay Packers. And coached up by Kevin Green, the inside guys. Bishop made that last play. They're coached by Winston Moss, who's the assistant head coach.
Yeah, and he's done an excellent job as well. Actually, the entire staff has. We talk about Mike McCarthy, who I've been saying I believe should be the coach of the year. All of these assistants, they've had a hand in that.
Trying to set up a screen, and somehow Cutler found Forte and all those bodies. And a gain of 3. A.J. Hawk made the stop.
I think the Packers are one of those teams that they're hard to screen against. I mean, you do it because you've got guys like Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson, of course, when he's coming off the slot, and they can get the pressure on the inside, but they react so well to the ball. They're so fundamentally sound. In fact, that's what Mike Martz talked about. They've actually gotten simpler within their scheme as the season has progressed, but they play the scheme so well they're rarely out of position.
We will be at the 2-minute warning with a 3rd and 7 coming up for Chicago, trailing here at home, trying to get some energy back in this building.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible.
It says it's got a running time of 191 minutes.
It's good.
It's 3 hours.
It says my freshman roommate's name is Jake.
She sounds nice.
It says it's a self-portrait.
Really?
It says he's David Paymer.
Oh, okay.
It says you have 4 million hits. AT&T feels every family should have access on the go, so we're making mobile broadband more affordable with smartphone data plans starting at only $15 per line. AT&T, rethink possible. Now get the Motorola Bravo for only $49.99.
Start the new year right and make 2011 a winning year with 2 low-fat favorites. Try the turkey melt with melty cheese or the turkey BLT with crispy bacon, both surprisingly 7 grams of fat, and a tasty way to ring in the new year. Subway, where winners eat. Have a better day.
Have you built your better breakfast?
What are you waiting for? Try the savory Sunrise Subway melt on flatbread. Crispy bacon and Black Forest ham on deliciously toasty flatbread.
Make it the way you want.
Building your better breakfast.
No one looks at trucks the way GMC engineers do. That's why the Sierra is engineered with variable valve timing, active fuel management, and a 6-speed Hydromatic transmission. It's the only truck that delivers over 300 horsepower and best-in-class V8 fuel economy. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. Get 0% financing for 60 months when you purchase a 2011 Sierra.
TV's biggest show is just getting started.
I'm so impressed. There's promise for America yet.
Don't miss the Idol 2-hour event, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Vote now for the GMC Never Say Never Moment of the Year. Take a look at 2 finalists. The Eagles' Deshaun Jackson fielded a Matt Dodge punt and returned it for the game-winning score.
The Eagles win, and the Giants fans can't believe it.
And in his first start, quarterback Tim Tebow led a comeback win in Denver.
Tebow's going to run the 5, and Denver's got a touchdown.
Vote now at NFL.com/GMC and enter for a chance to win a 2011 GMC Sierra.
As always, we want to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN. The American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do, and we hope you are enjoying this one from Soldier Field. Cutler has only 1 completion to a wide receiver. He is stripped of the football. Forte is there. Sam Shields made that play, and they're going to mark Forte down.
Well, this is the wrinkle that Dom Capers has decided to go with in this game. We've seen Sam Shields now come a couple of times as a corner blitzer. You saw it earlier, and Cutler was able to get it out, but they called the hold on Chester Taylor. This time he's able to get home, and then he knocks the ball loose as he comes in for the sack.
Because we're inside of 2 minutes, the only player that can then recover and advance it is the fumbling player. So because Cutler didn't pick it up, at least Forte, who got on top of it, avoided a turnover. But they marked the play dead back at the spot of the fumble, and it's going to be a punt from Chicago. There's Don Capers, who's doing another good job today.
Yeah, he sure is, and he has now for the last couple of years and being the architect of this defense, and he's put together some good ones over the years. And you know, when you talk with him, he's going to have a different wrinkle. He's pretty tight-lipped. He doesn't like to reveal what it is that he's going to be doing. But we've now seen Sam Shields, and that's the little twist that he's not shown much of, you know, here over the last half of the season. But he's been able to get him home now a couple of times. I know in visiting with Dom last night, he was saying that the thing that he's most proud of is that when the team has had to win the last 4 weeks, the last 2 games of the regular season, of course, the first 2 playoff games, his defense has played its best.
Green Bay just used their second timeout. Plenty of time on the clock as Maynard will punt it. Tremont Williams waits for it. Williams is going to stay away, and that ball hops out of bounds. The punt from Maynard traveled 42 yards. Let's go down to the field and check in with Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, as I was trying to tell you earlier, for all the discussion about the field, I haven't seen anybody on the Packers sideline adjusting their shoes or complaining about them. A lot of the Packers who came out early tested 3 cleats before the game. John Kuhn did tell me that the 5/8 of an inch worked best, but so far no complaints really about the shoes.
Yeah, and we've really only seen, Pam, that one slip which came on the opening kickoff by Starks.
And Mike McCarthy actually thought the field would be an advantage for the Packers in pass protection because of the defense for the Bears not being able to get their footing.
Udonije coming off the edge. Rodgers steps up, will run. And he outruns Urlacher to the sideline as he hops out of bounds with a 12-yard pickup and a first down. This February, see NASCAR's biggest race like you've never seen it raced before at the newly paved Daytona International Speedway, where drivers can now go 3 wide. Sure to be the most competitive and exciting Daytona 500 in recent history. NASCAR on Fox season begins with the running of the Great American Race, February 20th, 2 Sundays after the Super Bowl, only on Fox. 1 timeout left for Aaron Rodgers, who throws low, trying to get it to Greg Jennings along the sideline.
You know, this first half here for Aaron Rodgers hasn't been quite as sensational as what we witnessed last week there in Atlanta, but even that throw there, his worst of the first half, only his 4th incompletion here this afternoon. And talked about it coming in that the Bears were going to have to be able to do something to get Aaron Rodgers out of his rhythm, and they just have not done it. And when you watch Aaron, even when he's scrambling and when he's finding guys down the field, still very, very comfortable within the pocket.
Packers have already rushed for 103 yards in this game. Over the middle, Jennings makes the catch, takes a seat with a 9-yard pickup. Donald Driver, rather, and he is now on the board with his first catch. Driver, who is kind of the old pro around here, knowing that you don't get these opportunities very often, as Rodgers, with a quick snap count, plows forward, has a first down. I mean, the energy, Troy, in this building, which was loud. I mean, the loudest it's been so far, really, was during the Star Spangled Banner.
You're right. You're right. And you look around, and these fans are you know, they're wanting to have something to cheer about, but the Bears just haven't given them anything to do that.
Backpedaling as he throws low, and there's a turnover off the hands of Driver and into the arms of Briggs. A low throw, and it's turned into an interception.
Aaron Rodgers is wondering what the heck happened. You know, a low throw, you know, tough catch there for Donald Driver, and you saw the Driver was being kind of casual about it after he was unable to catch it. Not a ball that you would expect to be intercepted, especially considering, you know, how much space he had between him and Lance Briggs. But Briggs, being able to make then the reflection for the interception.
That goes down as an interception for Aaron Rodgers. It might be exactly what Chicago needed. Backpedaling as he throws. This is Forte. Cutler hits him across the middle, and Matt Forte is out of bounds with a nice gain of 17. Got a good block from Devin Hester.
Yeah, this crowd's starting to get excited now, and you talk about momentum shifts in a game like this, and the Packers methodically moving the ball, and the Bears couldn't afford to give up any more points there before the end of the first half. And you give the ball right back to the offense, you come back, and this would be huge for the Bears to be able to come away with any kind of points here before the end of this first half.
That for Aaron Rodgers was his first interception thrown in 119 straight postseason passes. Will it turn into something big for Chicago? Knox downfield, the rookie Shields makes the play. And Sam Shields returns the favor. This kid, who was a college free agent, Sam Shields, played corner only 1 year, has been terrific.
He's terrific right here as well. He's in great coverage. He's a hard guy to outrun. As fast as Johnny Knox is, Sam Shields is every bit as quick, every bit as fast, and he goes up like the wide receiver right there at 5'11". He goes up, and he's able to make a play. Johnny Knox looked to be trying to locate where the ball was, is unable to make a play on that ball. And we talked about March wanting to take some shots down the field, but just an excellent play there by Sam Shields.
They're going to review it. You could see a little movement of the football when Shields went to the ground. Sam Shields, a former wide receiver with good ball skills, up to grab it. It is a booth review here in Chicago.
Let's do this. You and I are going to ride the city. We're going to pick the cases that really matter.
How do I know I can trust you?
You don't need to worry about me.
I'm terrified that something's going to happen to you. This is about nailing a cop killer. Not resisting!
Welcome to Zero Tolerance.
You disobeyed my explicit orders.
You want to take on corruption, this is how it's done.
The Chicago Code premieres Monday, February 7th on Fox.
Over 59 million people made Idol TV's #1 show again.
Wow. Wow.
Fox Wednesday, you'll flip over Milwaukee, where the talent is big and unique.
You hit one note in the middle there, like, that's it. Hello.
Yeah.
Ding.
Every superstar begins with a dream.
Is the next Idol here in Milwaukee?
All new Idol 2-hour event, Wednesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Fox tomorrow. A drill instructor and his student are mysteriously dying, but one of them has a secret.
Please, don't tell.
That could save them both.
So you won't have to worry about it. Being dead makes keeping secrets much easier.
And House does some training of his own.
She seems so dumb. What is that? Dog training clicker. She's not a dog. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
House, all new, viewer discretion advised. Tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
We're under a booth review. Here's another look at it. Sam Shields went up to grab it. Going to the ground, you see a little movement of that football. And Mike Pereira, former head of officiating for the NFL, joins us in the booth, and we'll throw it right to you. What do you think, Mike?
Well, two things they're going to look at. Number one, is it an interception? And if they deem that it is, then they've got to go back and see if he's down by contact, which he really was, and you wouldn't have the advance. But to me, that ball comes loose when it does hit the ground. I think that's going to be
After review,
reversed.
the ruling on the field stands. First down.
So you thought it would be overturned. I thought it would be overturned. That ball moved when it hit the ground. But they are going to keep the call on the field, and Jay Cutler is making his way off the field as Aaron Rodgers will kneel down. Visa halftime is coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have analysis of this first half. Lita Wise of American Idol fame will perform here in Chicago. This is just a 14-point game. Doesn't feel like it. 14-0 Green Bay. Winner of this one goes to Super Bowl 45. The NFL on Fox will continue after this from your local Fox station.
The next great police drama, The Chicago Code, premieres February 7th on Fox.
Animation domination is totally outrageous. It's a spy invasion on an all-new Simpsons.
It only open to my eye or an exact copy.
In all-new Bob's Burgers has a cow. Then Brian visits Bill Maher on Family Guy, followed by a hot Cleveland show. Animation domination starts tonight at 7, 6 Central, hosted by Archer.
You had me at domination.
On Fox.
People, look at you! Texting, blogging, all this technology, but you're still banking like pilgrims! It's time for new school banking, Bobby. Interest plus savings at CapitalOne.com. Why earn bupkis when your savings can earn 3 times the national average? 3 times the national average. New school banking at Capital One Bank. With interest plus savings, go to CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? Somebody help me down.
Rocking out to the Big Hot Pastrami. Big Hot Pastrami. Don't dare call it a cover band unless you're talking about covering freshly baked bread with layer upon layer of flavor-packed pastrami. This sub lays down power chords of tastosity with pickles, mean licks of mustard, and riffs of melty, bubbly cheese. Catch them before the fresh toasted tour leaves town. Subway Big Hot Pastrami. Crank up the flavor at Subway.
Tired of your current car? Trade it in now during your Honda dealer's VIP vehicle buyback event and get up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. It doesn't get any better than this. Honda's starting under $200 a month. Drive a 36 MPG Civic for under $5 a day, just $139 a month. Or a 34 MPG Accord for under $7 a day, just $199 a month. And get up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. Everyone saves at this event, whether you have a trade-in or not. Don't miss the Honda VIP vehicle buyback event. See your Rocky Mountain Honda dealer today.
Why wait to get your local news?
Join us for Fox 31 News at 9.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. More people go with Visa.
It started with the opening drive of the game. Aaron Rodgers capping it off with a 1-yard touchdown run to put the Packers on top. 7-0. They have not looked back. Right now, the scoreboard shows 14-0 at halftime of the Nfc Championship Game, with this crowd here in Chicago has been quieted rather quickly in what, as we welcome you to the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, and Jimmy Johnson. When you look at this TV, the way Rodgers and the Packers came out, it took the heart out of this crowd, and it seemed like the Bears' offense right away.
You know what? It is the best thing for an offensive football team on the road, one that is absolutely full of fire. Play action, quick post, excellent concentration by the receiver, Nelson. Beautiful play action at the goal line, 1-yard run by Rodgers, 4 for 4, 76 yards on the opening drive, then a fake blitz, he reads it, then a crossing route, hits it late, wide open Jordy Nelson, the scramble for 25 yards, Rodgers in the first half, absolutely on fire. Smart, quick decisions, protecting the football. Someone needs to tell Chicago, hey, this is not a preseason game. Win this, you're playing in the Super Bowl.
Well, this is the difference when you watch this game from the field, how quick the Green Bay Packers are and how indecisive Chicago is. Aaron Rodgers does a good job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. That's so frustrating for defense, especially for Peppers and the guys up front. It's almost demoralizing. And I know from playing against the guy that we have calling the game, Troy Aikman, the same thing. Gets it out of the ball in his hands quickly. Very tough for anybody on defense to just hang in there and kind of keep the right mindset to challenge him. It's just tough on the defense.
And one of the reasons why Chicago struggled offensively is a guy named Cullen Jenkins, who did not play in Week 17. His versatility, can play end, play tackle. Here he overpowers the left tackle for a sack, celebrates the sack, backed up. Chicago has to run the ball. They pull 2 offensive linemen. He spills the lineman, almost gets a safety. His versatility adds to an already deadly Green Bay blitz package.
Yeah, Howard, without question, the Green Bay defense putting pressure on Cutler has been a big key as far as Chicago not being able to move the football.
Jimmy, when you take a look at this, it's only 14-0, but it feels like a much more one-sided game than that. What do you tell each team in the locker room at halftime?
Both head coaches have to be very positive. Lovie Smith got to go into his team and say, listen, guys, we struggled the first half, but we're going to get the ball. We're going to take it down. We're going to put points on the board. Now, defense. The key to our defense all year long has been stripping the ball, getting takeaways. You get a takeaway, we're right back in this game. And then Michael McCarthy, he has got to say, guys, keep our balance on offense, run the football. Aaron, you're doing great. Receivers, hold on to that football. And defense, keep the pressure on them. You keep the pressure on them, we'll win this game. We'll be in the Super Bowl.
Woo, I'm fired up. That gets it going right now. But the only thing the fans here at Soldier Field has been fired up about is the halftime entertainment. They have had not a lot to cheer about when it comes to their team. Later on today, we've also got the AFC Championship game taking place. Pittsburgh and New York Jets. John Lynch there on the scene for us at Fox had a chance to talk to the Steelers head coach, Mike Tomlin.
Thanks, Kurt. Mike, you told your team last week versus the Baltimore Ravens this was a Hagler-Hearns type matchup. If that was Hagler-Hearns, what's this week?
This might be MMA. I don't know. It might be a little less regulated, if you know what I mean. But that's the nature of championship football. We're excited about being in this game.
Now, your proud franchise is the owner of 6 Lombardi trophies. What's it going to take here today to have an opportunity for 7?
For us, it's to be focused on the hardware at hand, which is the Lamar Hunt Trophy. You know, we'll worry about Lombardis and things like that after we take care of today's business. We need to be a singular focused outfit on what's in front of us, and that's the Jets.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Guys, back to you in Chicago.
All right, that game is later today. If the Bears don't find a way to stop the Packers, there will be no tomorrow for them. Green Bay, 1/2 away from making it to the Super Bowl. That's the Visa Super Play of the first half. We'll see you with the second half after this.
Visa is giving fans a chance to catch every Super Play at every Super Bowl. Because when you use your Visa card, you could win a trip to the Super Bowl starting next year for the rest of your life. More fans go with Visa.
This Friday, it's the most devastating weapon in history.
It's bigger than I imagined.
Just big enough to destroy a couple of universes.
Only one man has the ability to control it.
We should do more tests. Let's use my son as a new massive dynamic labyrinth.
But does he have the power to decide?
Shut it down now.
The destruction of a universe.
Something triggered it. Me.
Fringe. Viewer discretion advised. An all-new episode this Friday on Fox.
Thrills continue with the Daytona 500, February 20th, only on Fox.
Welcome to NFL Network's playoff coverage. We have plenty to talk about as the race to the Super Bowl heats up.
The NFL Draft is officially open.
Here are my NFL.com fantasy projections for 2011. Adrian Peterson's one of my top running backs.
This is NFL Red Zone, where you get every touchdown from every game. Touchdown!
Get the NFL. Anytime, anywhere.
Today's halftime performance, Chicago area native and the 2010 American Idol winner, Lee DeWise. Lee's Chicago Bears will get the ball to start the second half. 14-0 Green Bay. Second half when we come back.
Super Bowl week kicks off with the 2011 Pro Bowl. Live from Hawaii. Next Sunday, only on Fox.
Hey, I am really distracted by this sand. Probably gonna veer into your lane. Watch out.
Excuse me, I'm putting my makeup on, so I'm probably gonna cut you off.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be talking on the phone when I'm backing out, so I won't be paying attention.
Accidents don't announce themselves. That's why we've engineered our SUVs to help protect you with 360 degrees of safety. Lease the 2011 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $469 a month for 36 months with $34.99 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Hey, that's one of those new internet TVs. Yeah. Then why so bummed? My cable internet bill is way too high. I have to cut back. Let's turn that frown upside down.
It's the Quest Heavy Duty Internet. It has 99.9% network reliability to power TV apps, stream movies, and more for just $19.99 a month.
That'll save you more than $150 over cable. There's the happy guy.
Call now and ask how to get 2-year price protection.
It's late in the fourth quarter, and it all comes down to this. Here's a snap. He's got it inside the 40, cuts back inside, 30, 25, 20, down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Right now, you can get 50 juicy chicken McNuggets made with white meat for just $9.99 at McDonald's. Perfect for cheering your team on to victory. They've done it again!
If you don't like driving in snow, get the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has a select terrain snow setting, so it can grip snow-covered roads. And if you do like driving in snow, get the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has a select terrain snow setting, so it can grip snow-covered roads.
Now lease the all-new 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $369 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Get an accurate forecast at a time that works for you. Fox 31 News at 9.
Super Bowl week kicks off with the 2011 Pro Bowl. Live from Hawaii. Watch the NFL All-Stars in a special enhanced broadcast with more mic players than ever before.
Go, 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 get it, get it, get it, get it. Yes! 53F spot Y spacing.
The league's best players on one stage. Super Bowl week kicks off with the 2011 Pro Bowl. January 30th, only on Fox.
Here's the score as we begin the third quarter here in just a moment. You can follow your favorite team all season long. Let's go to itunes.com/NFL. In that first half, the Packers had over 250 yards, 17 first downs, touchdown runs from Rodgers and Starks, but it's just a 14-point game. Doesn't really have that feel, Troy, but this game is well within the reach of the Chicago Bears if they can get something going.
Well, and a good start would be right here with that guy, Devin Hester, having a great return.
So they got their big gun back there and their home run hitter in Devin Hester. Crosby kicks it away. And a chance to run for Hester. We'll try the near side. Now we'll try the far side. And Nick Collins made the play, but a good return of 24 yards by Devin Hester. Let's go down to the field and Chris Myers.
Joe, moments ago, Jay Cutler, one of the last guys out of the locker room for the Bears, limping. He had a bloody elbow when he went in before the half, but Lovie Smith told me his knee is banged up. Todd Collins, backup, was warming up, but they're going to go with Jay Cutler. And the message Lovie Smith gave to his Bears team, we're lucky, we're fortunate to be only down 14 the way we played in the second half. Don't panic, we can rally. Back to you.
Well, they get to start from their own 40. Matthews makes the play as the ball is handed to Forte for 5 yards.
I think if you look at that first half there, Joe, offensively for the Bears, the longest drive they had was only 35 yards. Just were unable to establish anything offensively. The Packers throwing them a little bit of a curveball defensively. Think back to the last time these two teams met. Dom Capers brought a lot of blitzes. He did not do that in the first half all that often. And I know March was wanting to encourage the blitz, but he hasn't gotten a lot of it.
Here is Forte again. He's been busy, picks up a yard. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Well, the Packers were a quiet, focused team as they headed into the locker room. I asked Mike McCarthy the #1 priority. He said offensively, we have got to maximize our possessions. Defensively, he said we have to keep them out of the end zone. Then he repeated it. We have to keep them out of the end zone, period. Joe, back to you.
All right, Mike McCarthy, who is in his 5th year, he took his team to the NFC Championship game back in 2007. In his 2nd year. He had Favre at quarterback. Now he has Rodgers. He's watching his defense on 3rd and 4. Deep drop by Cutler, and the ball looked like it bounced in. They're calling it incomplete finally. Hester caught it on a hop. And they get a short field because of the good return by Devin Hester and do nothing with that opportunity.
Yeah, and they had a chance too. And we see that the knee obviously is bothering Jay Cutler. But one of the things that he has a bad habit of his is throwing off of his back foot. The protection actually was pretty good. They double up on Matthews, and he's falling backwards. And if he sets his back foot, makes a good throw to Hester, they got a chance to pick up that first down.
Chicago's now 0 for 6 on 3rd down, and that's their 3rd 3 and out. A drive that started at their own 40. Tremont Williams will stay away, and it is picked up on a hop by Corey Graham. Crowd wanted to see him let it bounce another time. Here is that 3rd down attempt. It has been a frustrating game so far for number 6. 14-0 Green Bay.
Fee Court is now in session.
That airline charged me a $150 change fee.
Southwest would never do that.
Your Honor, chump change.
That is not
I don't understand how 3 clicks of a mouse could cost me $150. Sir?
It's personnel on the telephone. It's computer time. It's personnel on the desks. We can't afford to do this for free, Your Honor.
Jury?
Guilty.
Don't pay a change fee on top of a fare difference. Fly Southwest, the only airline with no change fees.
We at Bud Light, like most advertisers, were going to run a 3D commercial this year. In fact, we made one, but it didn't test well. Here we go. Actually, it tested too well. We concluded that running this commercial would have been inappropriate, so we didn't. You're welcome, America.
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The doubtcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, it's America's largest and most reliable network that more people trust. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
Hey, here's a little good news. If you want decent mileage in a pickup, you don't have to order your engine off the kiddie menu anymore. Say hello to variable cam timing, direct injection, and piston cooling jets. Yeah, the engineers at Ford have been busy. They got 4, count them, 4 all-new truck engines for the 2011 F-150 to give you the most power, the most towing, and the best fuel economy. Now that's tasty. This is the future. This is the new F-150.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Ford F-150 and its 4 new engines. This is the future of truck. By Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. And by Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
They got Cutler. I guess what was it, the oven? Little deep dish Chicago-style pizza. Cutler better heat up. Aaron Rodgers started this game hot. Up 14-0. Play action all day. Greg Jennings down the sideline. Incomplete. Tillman had better position for that pass than Jennings.
We talked about it coming into the game and how Peppers was really going to have to be a factor in this one. And for the most part, the Packers have done a good job on him. Of course, they help out with Quinn Johnson and Peppers trying to take an inside rush. But they've been able to block him up, and when they have been able to get pressure, on the outside. Those inside blockers for the Packers have been so good that it's allowed Ben Rodgers to scramble. He's picked up some nice yardage running the ball.
Tillman had 5 picks during the regular season. That was a chance for one there. As Starks spins and Idonije throws him backward, a gain of 2. Chris Harris in there as well, but big number 71, who tied Julius Peppers with 8 sacks for the team lead, was there for the stop.
We heard Jimmy Johnson talk about it there at halftime, and this defense it's going to have to be on them. They're going to have to make some stops, but more importantly, they're going to have to create some more takeaways. We saw the one with Briggs. They were unable to do anything with it, but they need another one.
Crowd finally back in, and Rodgers fires for Jordy Nelson, a first down. Danielle Manning on the stop, but 22 yards from Aaron Rodgers on 3rd down.
Bears go zone coverage. They play over the top. The Tampa 2 that we talk so much about. And the only guy that then is there to be able to make a play and keep that completion from happening is Lance Briggs.
That's what Green Bay did to Atlanta last week. 20-plus yard plays at 6. And now Rodgers is heating up again. That's 5 completions in a row, make it 6. This time it's Jennings to the 40. Major Wright on the stop.
Greg Jennings is having himself a nice afternoon also. Tim Jennings gets, he's in soft coverage, but this is looking like the way that the Packers opened up the game. He's come right out and see Rodgers deliver some pretty nice passes and moving the ball methodically right down the field.
Number 2 in the NFC in receiving yardage during the regular season. Knocking on the door of 100 yards in this championship game. Here's Starks. Over the right side, does not go down easily. And James Starks is going to be marked down a yard shy of a first down. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Joe, over on the Bears sideline, the trainer went over and asked Jay Cutler about his knee injury. Jay got up on the bicycle, indicating if you can't go, you got to let us know. Now, Lovie Smith told me right before the start of the second half he wasn't sure at that point if he was going to have to go with Todd Collins or Cutler because of the injury. Collins is warming up, and the body language for Jay Cutler not good. Troy, Joe?
Thanks, Chris. 2nd and 1 for Green Bay. Already up 14-0. This is Starks over the right side. Nothing there on the cutback. Tino Isamoa was in there with Urlacher. And so now 3rd and short coming up. The total yardage. Green Bay over 300 yards of offense. Chicago just over 100. It's 3rd and 1. Rodgers down the sideline, dropped. James Jones, and a flag is thrown late. Tim Jennings on the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. Automatic first down.
You see why he dropped it. He could only get his right hand on the ball as Jennings grabbed the left arm of James Jones.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot there. Initially, you see James Jones. He's extending his left arm. Sometimes that will draw a pass interference flag for offense. And then you saw Jennings grab it just slightly, and that's what drew the flag.
It's a 23-yard penalty, and it sets up a 1st and goal. Ball is at the 8. Starks takes it. Julius Peppers, who's good against the run, there for the tackle, a gain of 2.
I just think you look at the second half and the things that really kind of had to happen for the Chicago Bears. They get the opening kickoff. They get a nice return by Devin Hester. They do nothing with it, and they punt. and you see the Packers just go right through this Bears defense. I mean, this has been the heart and soul of this Bears team all year long, but the Packers already in the early going of the third quarter over 300 yards, almost the season averages that the Bears have given up each week.
Now 2nd and goal. Rodgers keeps it, fires it, back of the end zone, incomplete for Driver. Jennings on the coverage. 3rd and goal.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that makes the Packers very difficult is that all of their receivers are capable of playing all of the positions. That's not something that happens around the league with a lot of teams, and so they're able to create matchups that they like. And right now, it likes that what they like, or what Mike McCarthy likes, and Aaron Rodgers is wherever Tim Jennings is. That seems to be who they're going after.
It's 3rd down and goal. Rodgers. Nowhere to go with it until now, and he's picked. Urlacher. Rodgers in a foot race. Urlacher tripped up. Aaron Rodgers made the tackle. A 39-yard return, and this defense for Chicago just gave the Bears and these fans what they needed. And instead of Cutler, it's Todd Collins taking the field for Chicago.
And all Brian Urlacher is doing is he's just reading Aaron Rodgers. He's in zone coverage. He's playing the middle of the field, and he's just looking to see where Rodgers is going with the ball, and Aaron never sees Urlacher work in the middle.
The red zone numbers have been so good for Aaron Rodgers, but now the focus is on Todd Collins, who comes off the bench. Over the middle, throws low. No flag for Kellen Davis. So Cutler is on the sideline. Chris Myers reporting that it's a knee. And Jay Cutler will watch with the rest of us as we go back to that interception, and it was Aaron Rodgers. It may have saved a touchdown return for Brian Urlacher.
Well, as much problems as the Bears have had offensively, no question. I mean, a huge job by Aaron Rodgers getting him to the ground.
And now a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 68. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Let's go down to the field, and Chris Myers. Chris.
Joe, the first smile from Jay Cutler came on that Urlacher interception, first smile of the day, but officially it is a knee injury and questionable for Jay Cutler the rest of the way.
For a Bears offense that so far has had 7 possessions, they've punted it 6 times and turned it over once.
Well, there's nothing there by watching Jay Cutler to suggest that he's going to be coming back into this game. They say questionable, I understand that, but the fact that he's not trying to keep it warm or do some movement on the sideline, I think his afternoon's over.
2nd down and 15 now with Todd Collins. He is hit as he lets it go. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 15. Todd Collins during the regular season was 10 of 27. No touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and threw for just 68 yards. And overall, in a 16-year career, he's 10 and 11 as a starter. His elbow is hit by Cullen Jenkins on that last pass.
And if he doesn't get any better protection than what he had there, it's going to be a long afternoon here in the second half for him as well. Cullen Jenkins, we've seen a number of times. That time the Bears had 2 guys on him, Olin Kreutz included, and he went right through him.
Collins out of the shotgun on 3rd down is picked off by Collins. Nick Collins with the interception, and Olsen forces him out of bounds. The question is, was it a clean catch on the pick? That ball bounced. Bennett knocked it into the ground. That's got to be challenged by Lovie Smith. We'll take a break here at Soldier Field.
Look, for the 34th straight year, Ford F-Series is the best-selling brand of trucks in America. Yeah, you heard that right, pal. 3-4, and it ain't by accident either. It's from nonstop, no stone unturned, sleep when you're dead, nose to the grindstone dedication. That's how you become a leader. Cranking out the most power, the most towing, and the best fuel economy. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, the best-selling trucks for 34 straight years. See you next year, baby.
Father Lucas?
On January 28th.
What was that?
Close the door, please. We don't want to be disturbed, do we? Terror is real, Michael. It's real. The Right. Rated PG-13. January 28th.
AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, is getting faster with 4G.
Go bold instead of the same old with Chili's new $6 lunch break. Choose a salad or tasty soup. Pair it with a Texas Toast half sandwich like our Southwestern BLT with Applewood smoked bacon. Served with fries, it's big flavor for just $6. Weekdays at Chili's.
Lovie Smith, the head coach of the Bears, just threw the challenge flag while we were in the break. Obviously, this ball hits the ground. As Earl Bennett knocked it down into the ground, then it was up into the gut of Nick Collins. Lovie Smith was saying, one of the officials was saying incomplete anyway. Why do I have to waste a challenge when it was clearly incomplete? But it's a Chicago challenge, and this is about as clear cut as it gets. That was a third down play, by the way. So the incompletion would force a punt, but would take the interception away from Nick Collins.
And I think that was the point there, Joe, was that initially we're wondering why Lovie Smith wasn't challenging the call, and he just didn't want to have to waste one of his challenges, because as he was trying to point out here, one of the officials had signaled that it was an incomplete pass. He was hoping not to have to challenge it, but he had to, and obviously this one's going to go back to Chicago.
So now the Bears, who have been overwhelmed on offense by this Dom Capers defense of the Green Bay Packers, have to go to their bench and call on Todd Collins.
After you, the ball hit the ground and the pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 15 from the 40-yard line. Clock's correct. There is no charge timeout for Chicago.
So the first challenge of this game is successful. Was challenged by the sideline, and it's Lovie Smith, so a punt will be coming from Chicago.
Yeah, tough duty for Todd Collins, who's been on the bench, probably hasn't had much work here over the second half of the season. Probably very little, if any, this week with the #1 unit, and to try to get warm coming off the bench and have success. But a good job defensively by the Packers after the interception there by Urlacher, and going back to the touchdown saving tackle by Aaron Rodgers.
So now Maynard will punt it with Tremont Williams waiting for it. The last possession after the interception by Urlacher, just the third in the career of Aaron Rodgers. This one checks up, and Garrett Wolf downfield taps it. Just a 39-yard punt. Here's the touchdown saving tackle by Aaron Rodgers. Now Aaron Rodgers back to the field after the punt, up by 14.
Yeah, so apparently the engineers who built the new 2011 F-150 just got back from a road trip to the future with a new truck engine, okay? It's a bit of high-tech genius called EcoBoost, with stuff like direct injection and piston cooling jets. It kicks out power and fuel economy. Try 420 pound-feet of torque, and from our pals at the EPA, an estimated 22 highway miles per gallon. That's Eco and Boost. We got both, they don't. This is the future. This is the new F-150.
Okay, so we've got Jen texting, Cody sticking an action figure into Hunter's ear, and Joe, what are you doing?
Trying to get the action figure out of Hunter's ear.
To the cloud. And Now I can take all these unruly shots and swap in some smiles. Finally, a photo I can share without ridicule. Windows gives me the family nature never could.
To the cloud with Windows Live to create and share anywhere.
DirecTV now gives you instant access to 6,000 shows and movies at no extra charge. You're going to be busy. Super busy. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
The next great police drama.
You get in the middle of this fight. I return the favor.
The Chicago Code.
It's my city now.
Monday, February 7th on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa. More people go with Visa.
A fight here today to represent the NFC in Super Bowl 45 on February 6th in Arlington, Texas. The number 6 seed, the Green Bay Packers. They won at Philly. They won at Atlanta. They lead here in Chicago. And James Starks, as a penalty flag flies late. Starks was good for 9, but let's see if it will count. It will not.
Holding offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Scott Wells, the center, who's been so good for Green Bay.
Right there in the middle, and you're right, he has been good. He's been good all season long. It's Matt Toina that he's called holding. It was a good call there, and you know, really those two inside guys, Scott Wells, Josh Sitton. This is a good offensive line just in general, but those two in particular had excellent season. Chad Clifton representing that group in Hawaii at the Pro Bowl. He's hoping not to be making that trip next week and playing in the Super Bowl, but those two, Wells and Sitton, certainly would have been deserving also.
So first down and 17. They fake it to Starks, and the pass is complete to Jennings, and that's good for just a yard. Well, we saw Urlacher get the red zone interception, and now I think it's back up to the Chicago defense to again make something happen.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the Packers move the ball against them, but they've had to make some plays. We talked about it. Lovie Smith mentioned it. The takeaways were going to be huge. They've gotten those. They've given the ball to their offense with good field position. They just have not been able to do anything. And you know, how much of that is on the Bears offensively, how much of it on the Packers defensively in the way that they're playing? I think it's a little bit of both.
Second down and 16. Rodgers with a good pocket. Finds a man. That's Jennings. He's been busy. Over 100 yards on the day, and a conversion for a first down, 22 yards.
Well, I talked about that the inside protection, and you can see it there. Just a good job of the interior guys, and over and over and over you see it when you watch these Packers play. Not often that you see inside pressure, and for a quarterback you can handle the outside stuff, but as long as you have a place to step up or you don't feel threatened right in your face, like we've seen what's happened with Cutler and then Todd Collins, you got a chance.
Here's Starks spinning. James Starks picks up a yard. First guy there was Henry Melton defensively for Chicago. Lovie Smith told us when we met with him on Friday, for us to win this game, we need our stars to play like stars. Well, their quarterback is one of their stars, Jay Cutler. So good last week against Seattle. Bears offensively ineffective in the first half, and now it's Todd Collins the rest of the day. It appears Cutler out with a knee injury. Second and 8. Rodgers ducks down, and a penalty flag flies again. And it's a hold against Green Bay.
Holding offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Chad Clifton.
Yeah, I was on the left tackle there, Chad Clifton, and he's trying to slow down Julius Peppers. And you know, initially it looked like the Bears were going to have single coverage on the outside. Aaron Rodgers started to check, and Urlacher, they then checked to a coverage so that they would have some protection on the outside against those receivers, and Rodgers had nowhere to go with the ball even without the holding.
So now 2nd and 18. Donald Lee starts this play in the backfield to help out with protection. Peppers with a little bit of pressure, and the pass is complete to Jordy Nelson along the sideline, good for 10. They went after Tim Jennings again.
And now it's 3rd and long here, and for the Packers, who started the game off not doing very well on 3rd down, they have gotten it going here on the more recent 3rd downs.
And it's 3rd and 8. Pressure on Rodgers. Moves away from it. And now throws it out of bounds. And a good piece of work by this Chicago defensively. Chicago team had pressure with DJ Moore off the edge. And it's a hold on 3rd down for the Bears defense.
Well, Rodgers was expecting pressure, so he brings him in. You see him wave him in there. He brings in Andrew Corliss to solidify that right side. The problem is they bring DJ Moore off the opposite side. Now John Kuhn, he gets over and picks it up, but he was wanting to hit Greg Jennings over the middle of the field, but Urlacher was able to get underneath it.
Mastay hits the punt. A chance for Hester, and he just slides down. There's the footing. Legs went out from under Devin Hester. Any chance for a return was gone with that. Just a 2-yard return. Bears have it down 14.
Beef, meat flame. Flame, meat flavor. Flavor, meet your crazy cousin. World, meet the BK Stuffed Steakhouse. Flame broiled beef stuffed with bold cheddar cheese and spicy jalapenos deep down inside. The first burger that's fiery from the inside out. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse, just $3.99, only at Burger King.
To best serve your customers, you have to know them personally. Only a local agent can do that.
Doug Pierce lives in Tornado Alley.
Hobby?
Collects stamps.
Excellent.
Annette Thompson, small business owner, hates cantaloupe.
Good.
The Lee family, twins, with another on the way.
Mazel tov.
That's meatloaf? That's still meatloaf.
Very good. Moving on.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
America's #1 show is back, and the critics are on their feet. Bow to the new idol.
We got a live one right here.
I laughed, I cried, I loved it.
That's it. Hello.
Yeah. All New Idol, 2-hour event, Wednesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
It is the NFC Championship game here in Chicago. There's the weather. Bears looking for their first points, and now if they get them offensively, it'll be with Todd Collins at quarterback. Here's Forte. Forte is brought down by Hawk, but he wasn't alone. Raji was in there, as well as Ryan Pickett. Terry Kurt and the NFL on Fox All-Stars are heading to Hawaii for a Pro Bowl party. The special enhanced broadcast. More Mike players than ever before. Super Bowl week kicks off. The 2011 Pro Bowl next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox.
And a little advice to all those going over for the Pro Bowl, those players, don't leave early. They kind of frown on that there in New York.
Here is a second down carry by Forte. Across the 25, a gain of 8. You should know about that, leaving early.
Sometimes you get summoned there on the Park Avenue with a meeting with the commissioner after something like that. Yeah.
Had more pressing issues than watching your fellow NFC teammates try and do something about the Pro Bowl.
Well, we'll see if Todd Collins can get something going here. And guy, remember a couple years ago there with the Redskins, he did a nice job coming in and took him to the playoffs, played well, but it's been a struggle for him this year.
That was back in '07. Hangs on to the ball, and now it's Tramon Williams getting his. They're going to say incomplete. The official walking in from the sideline was about to say interception. He was overruled by the one coming from the middle of the field, trying to get it to Johnny Knox. Let's take a look.
Tramon Williams, he gets inside leverage there on Knox. Yeah, ball goes to the ground, but immediately Tramon Williams recognizes the route, jumps inside on Johnny Knox, and he essentially was the receiver, and Knox is just trying to play defense at that point, and that's something that Todd Collins has got to be able to see as a guy in his 16th season.
So 2 near interceptions for Todd Collins on the last 2 third downs. Ill-advised touch of the football by Tramon Williams, but it was Brett Swain getting on top of it. There's a flag down back at the 30. Brett Swain, number 16, was there to save it for Green Bay. But there's a flag down anyway, and an ineligible man downfield called against Chicago. So Terry McCauley, the referee, checks with the sideline of Green Bay.
Ineligible man downfield on the kick. Kicking team number 59. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the kick. First down.
So they add the penalty to the end of that play. Tino Isamoa was guilty of being downfield. We'll take a break. Green Bay has it, up 14.
Light beer.
More taste or less taste?
I don't care.
Kind of how your girlfriend doesn't care that you're borrowing her pants?
Called skinny jeans. Kind of in right now.
They're kind of not.
Man up and choose a light beer with more taste. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite with that great Pilsner taste.
Hey! Score still 21-32?
Yeah, just like a jean size.
I like being at the Super Bowl because that's where the action is. There's only 70,000 people in the stands, and there's millions out there that want to be there. The people who go to the game with me call me Mr. Excitement. I have to be there. It's woven into my DNA. I've missed weddings. I have missed babies being born, but I have no intention of missing a Super Bowl, ever.
Use your Visa card for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl starting next year for life. More fans go with Visa.
What could possibly go wrong diving in caves?
From James Cameron, creator of Avatar, comes a 3D adventure that will take your breath away. Inspired by true events. Sanctum. Never give up. Rated R in Real D and IMAX 3D.
Some of the all-time greats in the history of the NFL have worn these 2 uniforms. And in this second playoff game between these 2 franchises, the first coming back in 1941, a game that the Bears won 33-14 at Wrigley Field. It's now Green Bay on top here in January of 2011. 14-0, under 3 to play third quarter. Bears are hanging around. Play clock was at 1. John Kuhn carries it and pushes forward for 2. Urlacher in there on the stop.
Yeah, and here's what happens is Aaron Rodgers comes up, and as soon as he starts to check, you're going to see Urlacher. It looks like he's rolling the dice. That's the signal for this week to get them into coverage, and they're too deep shell. But Rodgers was anticipating that, so he actually went with the running play, and at the end of that, Rodgers was visibly upset with the execution of the play, because when it was all said and done, he had called the perfect play against that defense, and yet they didn't get anything out of it.
Brandon Jackson in the backfield. He gets it, and Urlacher gets him. A loss of 5.
A pretty easy play there for Urlacher when they're unable to get anybody on him. I mean, he's hard enough to stop when you get a blocker, sometimes 2 blockers on him, but when you don't put anybody on him, well, that's a no-brainer.
Well, there's some who thought Urlacher was finished in this league. Last year he went out week 1 with a wrist injury, spent the season on IR. He's come back and played brilliantly right in the middle for Chicago.
And a big reason why this defense was as good as they were all year.
3rd down and 13. Bears need a stop. Rodgers throws incomplete. Pass intended for Andrew Quarles. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, you can tell that Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's a pretty demonstrative guy out there on the field, and you know, players, when you talk to his teammates, he expects a lot. He expects everything to be executed at a certain level, and clearly he was expecting something far different from what Quarles gave him.
Devin Hester pushed toward the sideline. Having to run across the field and was stopped by his teammate. There is a flag down back at the Green Bay 29. Rod Wilson ran into Hester on that return, and now it's an ineligible man downfield against Green Bay. Meanwhile, Caleb Haney.
Ineligible man downfield on the kick. Kicking team number 35. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
And if you have Devin Hester on your side, you make him repunted, which is the Bears' option. But Caleb Haney was about to take the field. 3rd-year pro out of Colorado State, a college free agent. At quarterback, as Todd Collins has struggled and nearly thrown 2 picks the last 2 times the Bears have had it.
And let me just say this, Joe, about what's about to happen is special teams coaches, Sean Slocum in this one for the Green Bay Packers, they get a little nervous when all of a sudden you have to punt on back-to-back plays like we're about to see because of the penalty. And so now you've got a coverage unit with the Packers that is a little bit tired, but Devin Hester is not back there to make the return.
Instead, it's Earl Bennett. And it's a line drive punt and a beauty. How about the day for Mastay? That was fielded back just outside the 10. Room to run for Bennett, who almost lost the football. Bishop almost stripped him. Francois made the tackle, and a good return by Earl Bennett after a 65-yard punt of 21 yards. Let's go down as Caleb Haney takes the field to Chris Myers.
And Joe, that was the discussion on the Bears bench. One of the reasons Haney is in the game, although limited with experience, his mobility, something that Todd Collins lacks, they think can help this offense. As for Jake Cutler, he told the medical staff that he did not know when he hurt that knee. It was obviously somewhere in the first half that has kept him out of this game. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, so Caleb Haney, number 12 at the controls. He played this season in relief of Collins. His forte carries it for a 1st down, a run of 11 yards. Pepra on the stop.
Well, you think back to during the regular season when Cutler missed those games and they brought Todd Collins in and he struggled. You talked about some of the interceptions that he threw in that game, and there was a time where Todd Collins then became the 3rd quarterback and Caleb Haney was the backup.
Caleb Haney in his career has played in 5 games. He has never made a start in the NFL, and he's completed only 8 passes in his NFL career. Again, it's Forte. Pickett on the stop, and a gain of 4. I'll say this. I mean, we've watched Green Bay go up and down the field as we're running out of time in the 3rd quarter. Rodgers threw the red zone interception. And the Bears have been able to hang around. They're down by 14 points and now have Caleb Haney at quarterback. On to the fourth we go. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Fox tomorrow. 2 patients are dying, but one of them has a secret that could save them both.
Please don't tell.
House, all new tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
A rodeo cowboy asks a lot of his ride. He needs to be sure he can rely on its 650 foot-pounds of torque in much the same way that he relies on his horse. The 2011 Ram Heavy Duty, the official truck brand of the PRCA. Ram.
And right now, during the National Western Stock Show, get an additional $500 bonus cash on top of current incentives.
You could say I'm demanding, and not because I'm a ginormous celebrity, but because I have Xfinity. All my favorite shows and movies are available instantly on demand. Now, I'm not demanding, am I? Well, am I?
No, ma'am. Happy to be here.
Good answer.
With Xfinity On Demand, get all your favorites on TV and online. Satellite can't match that. Switch to Xfinity TV for $29.99 a month for a whole year, plus get 3 months of HBO free. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Swing me.
What genius wrote the rule on SUVs? That more space means you have to drive something as aerodynamic as an elephant. Ever seen an elephant in a wind tunnel? That can't be good. The stylish and sophisticated 7-passenger Mazda CX-9 and the 5-passenger Mazda CX-7, the driver's alternative to chunky SUVs. Now get a Mazda CX-9 with 0 due lease signing for only $389 a month.
Good Day, Colorado. Mornings from 5 to 9. Simply the best way to start your day.
They used to be partners.
Tread lightly.
Don't I always?
Do you ever?
Now she's the boss.
Every cop in the city answers to me.
He's a legend.
Come on, amigo, you trust me or you don't?
And they'll do anything.
If you want to take on corruption, this is how it's done. But you threaten me.
To take back their city.
He's gonna keep getting away with everything until someone does the right thing.
Well, those people exist.
Yeah, how do you know?
I'm looking at one.
The Chicago Code premieres Monday, February 7th on Fox.
As you look at the numbers through 3 quarters, realize that because Caleb Haney came in the 3rd quarter instead of the 4th, he started this game as the 3rd quarterback. Todd Collins and Jay Cutler cannot come back into this game as Forte stiff arms Desmond Bishop, picks up a 1st down and 8 yards. So right now it's Caleb Haney. Collins is finished for the day, as is Jay Cutler. They cannot come back into this game.
Yeah, which is somewhat surprising for the Bears, because had they have waited just basically till the end of the 3rd quarter, Caleb came into the game with under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter, that, you know, then they could have at least put Collins back in. But yeah, he goes down, and now they're putting another body back there, but it's not a quarterback.
Trying to move this team is Caleb Haney. Moves out to his right. And he is hit hard by A.J. Hawk. A gain of 2. We heard from the sideline and Chris Myers that Cutler doesn't know exactly when he got hurt. There's blood on that right elbow. It was a knee injury. I've been checking that out since the 1st half. Been riding the bike trying to get loose. He was under pressure by this Green Bay Packers defense, and that's the end of his day. 6 of 14. 2nd and 8. Here is Forte. Hawk can't bring him down from behind, and Matt Forte picks up 11.
Well, we've seen the Packers for much of this game. They've been playing with 5 defensive backs, 2 down linemen. And what usually happens then when an offense starts to run the ball and have some success against them, you'd see Dom Capers go with an extra down lineman to try to shore up the run defense. We've seen a couple of times now with Caleb Haney at quarterback, they've been able to get a couple of good runs with Matt Forte.
You see all that pre-snap shifting by Chicago. Sign of a Mike Martz offense. As Chester Taylor runs into Clay Matthews. But as you talk about Mike Martz, Troy, you said it earlier. This is not the typical Mike Martz offense. They're just limited with what they can do. And now they seem really limited with Caleb Haney in the game, handing off a lot. Martz, you think, throw it, move the ball, move the chains, and now this is basically a running offense.
Well, and it's pretty much was that over the second half of the season. No one ran the ball more than the Bears in the second half of the year, and that's what they had to do. But yeah, he's trying to protect the young quarterback right now. There's no question.
Second down and 13. He's going to have to put it up. Haney throws and completes. Knox. Johnny Knox is forced out of bounds inside the 1.
Well, man coverage, good route by Johnny Knox. You're going to see he runs a little bit of a pivot route here. He comes out, but the ball's then got to be placed in the right spot. And because it's on the money, it allows Johnny Knox to make the catch, but more importantly, run after he gets it into his hands. Perfectly placed ball by Caleb Haney.
There is no challenge as it's first and goal from inside the 1. Handoff. Touchdown, Chester Taylor. We just saw the first smile on the face of Jay Cutler. He's on the sideline watching Caleb Haney take the Bears down the field and into the end zone. Chester Taylor pounded it in.
Things just got a whole lot more interesting.
This game just completely changed. It's a 7-point Green Bay lead. With Cutler in the game, 7 possessions, 6 punts and a turnover. Collins did nothing in 2 possessions. Haney 1 for 1, 7-point game.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
If I could have any job, I would still be making it selling shoes.
I need those.
Yeah, the jewel tones. I love the BlackBerry style. The flip phone's great. For me, it's cleaner and tighter and cures the pocket call. Social feeds is a good way to let the world know about the product that's in the shop, and it's a good connection to the city.
Looks good. Later. Take care.
Commit to the flip. This is what time it is.
Introducing the new BlackBerry style, available from Sprint.
Yeah.
Your reign of greatness is over, Team DSRL. Prepare to be twisted, licked, and dumped. Get 'em, boys! Come on, Ralph!
Mac and roll?
I thought you retired.
This isn't the end!
Today's game is sponsored by Subway Restaurant. Start the new year right with the Egg White Muffin Melt. And by BlackBerry.
Some of the snapshots from outside Soldier Field on this frigid day in Chicago. Big catch on that 8-play drive by Johnny Knox. Touchdown run by Chester Taylor. Now everybody bunches up as Gold kicks it deep. It takes a bounce and sits up for Starks. And James Starks is out to the 24. Here's the big completion to Johnny Knox from Caleb Haney.
Well, just a great throw by Caleb Haney. He threw it with great confidence there, too. Just 2 attempts there on that possession for Caleb Haney, but he completed both of them. I think you go back, Joe, to that opening possession for the Green Bay Packers to start this second half. They were driving the ball methodically down the field. Looked like they were going to go up 17-0 or 21-0 potentially. The interception by Urlacher. Chicago didn't do anything with it, but they kept them from putting any points on the board.
And now on first down, it Starks over the left side, and the play is made on the edge. Tillman was out there along with Urlacher. No gain.
Well, the game was pretty easy to play there with a 14-point lead. The way that the Packers had been playing defensively, there was no real urgency. Didn't have to be on the offensive side of the ball for the Packers. All of a sudden now the crowd's back in. It's a one-possession game. The Bears were able to successfully put all the pressure right back on the Packers.
Second down and 10. Rodgers lets it fly, gets drilled at the end of it, incomplete. And a penalty flag is down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 90, illegal contact to the helmet. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
They get Peppers. Here's a guy, Aaron Rodgers, who's had 2 concussions this year.
Well, Peppers comes completely free, and you see the hit right here. He lowers his head, leads with the crown, and it's helmet to helmet.
Oh.
I mean, he got rocked. Aaron Rodgers got blown up back there, and you see Julius Peppers complaining about the call, but that was an easy one to make. You see him right there. He lowers the helmet, comes in with the crown, and it's a wonder that Aaron Rodgers is even able to get up.
Rodgers, who suffered a concussion and with blood on his tongue and on his chin strap. A concussion at Washington, a concussion at Detroit. It's Rod Marinelli, who's a coordinator of this defense, upset, but that was the right call. And now penalty flags and whistles, a false start against Green Bay.
False start, offense number 86. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's a veteran, Donald Lee.
It was smart on Mike McCarthy's part because they put Donald Lee over there to give help to the left side, because right now Julius Peppers on a mission. When you talk about a guy who is hot. I agree with you, Joe. It was absolutely the right call. You know, if you don't like the call, Peppers didn't like it, Marinelli didn't like it, you just don't like the rule because the officials just enforced the rule. But whoever right now is having to block this man, they're going to have their hands full.
Blitz, Rodgers keeps it, throws it, incomplete. And a penalty flag as Driver was the intended target. And there's number 26 again, Tim Jennings. And it is pass interference against Chicago.
Pass interference, defense number 26, automatic first down.
Jim Jennings has been the starter since week 4. Zach Bowman lost his starting job out at corner after the Bears played Green Bay here in week 3.
We've seen the Packers now run that route a couple of different times, whether it was with Driver or Greg Jennings. It's a very difficult play to stop. Jennings anticipated it coming, but you just can't make a play on it without then going through the offensive player.
Rodgers keeps it again. Peppers is coming, dropped off to Kuhn. And John Kuhn takes it to the 45. A gain of 6, DJ Moore on the stop.
Chad Clifton, this time he does a pretty good job on Julius Peppers, doing everything he can to try to get home on the previous play with the pass interference to Tim Jennings. Julius Peppers just launched Chad Clifton. But on that last play, what we saw was after getting the pass interference on Tim Jennings, they came right back with the double move on him, the exact same route, but Jennings was playing soft enough not to give anything up.
Second down and 4, delayed handoff Starks. And Starks drags Urlacher with him, a gain of 2. So now third down coming up.
Yeah, and a huge third down here because you know, as we saw with the offense going down and making this a 7-point game, you know, this defense can't give up what the offense was able to get by giving up points then on the very next possession here to Green Bay.
Here we go, 3rd and 2. Rodgers, quick throw, Corliss, incomplete. Looked like it went right through his hands.
Come with the slants, and you're right, it went right through his hands, Joe. Not an easy catch to make when you're that close to the quarterback. The ball is coming in pretty good, but one that clearly he should have been able to catch. And regardless of how it happened, a nice stop then for the Bears defense.
Devin Hester waits. Maste, who's had a good game, end over end, hangs it high, and it is in play and tapped down inside the 5 by Jarrett Bush. The two officials get together. Was Bush at all on the goal line? Did he reestablish? And the discussion continues. Now they're saying it's a touchback.
When beef meets flame, flavor is born. When beef meets cheddar and jalapenos, flavor gets a crazy cousin. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse Burger, stuffed with bold cheddar and spicy jalapenos, fiery from the inside out. Just $3.99 only at Burger King.
Doc, I just got your email. I'm out for the season?
Don't worry about that. I switched to Sprint's $69.99 plan, so I get unlimited emails.
What does that mean?
It means I'm dropping you for my fantasy team, that's for sure.
What does that mean about my knee?
Oh, your knee's totally shattered. You see how hard that guy hit you?
I don't want to see it.
Hey, relax. Not costing me any extra.
Only Sprint gives you unlimited text, web, and calling to any mobile for just $69.99. Sprint, the Now Network.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
You can see Aaron Rodgers, maybe he can't right now. We could a moment ago bit his lip on that hit by Julius Peppers. Jared Bush did not reestablish his feet in the field of play before he touched that punt, so it's a touchback. And Chicago starts at the 20, and they hand it to Matt Forte. The first guy there was A.J. Hawk. No gain, and we go back to that punt and watch the feet. Jared Bush on the goal line, and now he's got to reestablish both feet before he touches the football, and he did not. So it's 2nd and 10, and if you're Green Bay, Troy, I mean, you have to load up, expect the run, and be more surprised by the pass.
Well, you're right, and because of that, on that first down play, we saw the Packers go to their 3-down defensive linemen to shore up the run defense.
Here is a throw from Haney. Maybe he gets hit by B.J. Raji, the nose guard who got his hands up and got him on the body of Caleb Haney. It's now 3rd and 10.
B.J. Raji, I mean, another one of those big bodies that's able to get pressure then on a quarterback, and I think that's one of the things that is kind of overlooked with this Packers defense. Yeah, they get pressure on the outside with their linebackers, Clay Matthews, but they're also able to generate some inside pressure, whether it be B.J. Raji or as we've seen throughout this game with Cullen Jenkins.
Chicago 0 for 8 on 3rd down today. Coming off the edge is Shields, and this one is thrown out of bounds. Shields with pressure. Bishop was in there as well, and it's 3 and out by the Bears on offense.
Yeah, and if you look at their 3rd downs now, 0 for 9 on the game. You know, they've all been long down situations, 3rd and long. That was close there. You see Sam Shields, he holds up. But it's hard. It's a hard down to convert on anyway. But when you're looking at 3rd and long all afternoon the way the Bears have, it's impossible.
So now Maynard to punt. Tramon Williams waits for it. Eight and a half to go. That just goes nowhere. And it's tapped by Chicago's Brian Ewu. Just a 24-yard punt. Good field position on Chicago's side of the 45. Green Bay has it up 7.
Introducing the 100% electric Nissan Leaf. Innovation for the planet. Innovation for all.
To our millions of customers who never stopped believing this day would come, thank you.
Join the movement. Pledge to play 60 at NFLRush.com.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world.
The winner of this game wins the George S. Hallis Trophy, wins the NFC, and has the opportunity to win the Lombardi Trophy. February 6th in Arlington. Rodgers keeps it, looking for Corliss. That pass is low and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Tillman with coverage out there. Green Bay Packers trying to become the first number 6 seed out of the NFC to make it to the Super Bowl.
The right idea there by Mike McCarthy on the call. You know, if you're the Bears, you're expecting the Packers to come out and run it, try to take some time off the clock, get in field goal position. You know, the Packers have got to believe that if they can extend this back to a 2-possession game, they're in really good shape. They run the play action, just fail to complete the pass.
Quick throw, Jennings. Got inside Tillman, and Jennings has 9. 3rd and 1. Now, typically during the season, John Kuhn takes over on 3rd and 1. He was 9 for 10 converting on 3rd and 1 during the regular year. We'll see how Mike McCarthy, the play caller and head coach, wants to play it. Starks and Kuhn are in the offensive huddle. Rodgers keeps it and throws low for Crabtree. So with 7.5 to go, it's a 4th down for Green Bay.
Well, you got to credit Adonijay for that play there, because Adonijay comes up the field and he at least forces Rodgers to get the ball out quicker than what he wanted. Crabtree open on the route, and a ball that still you see Aaron Rodgers make all the time, but enough pressure by Adonijay forces a poor throw, and a great stop, great defensive series there for Chicago.
The drive that started at the Chicago 44. Mastay angles it, and this one hops out of bounds. Mastay, a first-year pro out of Kentucky, has been outstanding. The incompletion on third down. The frustration. Bears have it, down by 7.
What's happening to me?
There are no rules with severe trauma.
It's my wife over there, Bliss.
Do I know you?
Do you know what it feels like to become insane? It's a war between being told who you are. Your memories are not real. And knowing who you are. Which do you think wins?
Unknown. Rated PG-13. Starts February 18th.
Really?
It's time for a phone.
Really? Really?
To save us from our phones. New Windows Phone, designed to get you in and out and back to life. Get yours at AT&T.
If you're late to pick up your kids from soccer practice, the 368 horsepower Hemi V8 Charger is perfect. The Grand Caravan is great if you have 5 kids. And the all-wheel drive V6 Journey is perfect if you were late in picking up your 5 kids from soccer practice and practices in Peru. It's your choice.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on the 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan.
Hi, I'm Ray Lewis. Women want me, men want to be me, and animals want to learn how to talk so they can hang out with me. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Old Spice Showtime deodorant.
That makes sense.
Along with producer Richie Zients and director Rich Russo, that's Jared Bush, best special teams player for Green Bay, took a shot at the end of that punt. Well placed by Mastay, and so the Bears start at the 10. And Forte over the right side gets 2. Super Bowl Sunday, going to be a good night for the Bridgestone Super Bowl 45 halftime show starring the Black Eyed Peas, Sunday, February 6th, only on Fox. Will it be Green Bay? Will it be Chicago? Will it be the Jets? Will it be the Steelers? 2nd and 8. Pressure on Haney. Gets rid of it. The pass is caught by Bennett, but that's only up near the 15, a gain of 3.
Yeah, we saw the throw that he made earlier to Knox on their touchdown drive, and that time he had Earl Bennett. Earl ran a nice route, but the ball wasn't placed where he could run with it after the catch. Had he have been able to get it in his hands properly, Bennett then picks up that first down.
So here's another 3rd down, 3rd and 5. And the Bears have to hurry or they're going to have to use a timeout. And they're going to have to use a timeout. You know, the interesting thing in this game coming in, all the talk about Aaron Rodgers, the offense, we were there when they played in Atlanta and rolled up the Atlanta Falcons. When Aaron Rodgers isn't Aaron Rodgers and the offense isn't doing it, they have the ability to rely on Dom Capers and this defense to get the job done, and that's what's going on right now.
Well, it is, and they've shown, and you're right, that they're capable of playing any kind of game that you want to play. Aaron Rodgers, he's been good, but he hasn't been as spectacular as what we've seen in recent weeks, and there's not many times that you're going to give the ball to the Packers where they had the ball in their last possession and not get points out of that. And so it had more to do with a lack of execution, I think, by Green Bay offensively than it did what the Bears were able to do defensively. But now it's about this offense getting something done for the Bears.
Under the direction of Caleb Haney. On 3rd down and 5, pressure, pass is picked off, and who is it? Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown. B.J. Raji, 338 pounds, stepped in front of that pass. What's he even doing in that position to make the interception?
Well, they run a zone blitz, and they drop B.J. Raji. He's dropping into coverage. Normally, that guy is just going to occupy some space, but B.J. Raji looked like he had been studying a little film and knew exactly where to go. Not only did he know where to go, but he knew how to celebrate.
And it's the first career touchdown on the heels of the first career interception for B.J. Raji.
There he is, right in the middle. He starts up like he's on the rush, and then he drops underneath. Now, he doesn't just drop straight back. He drops out expecting the slant route. Look at him there. You know, when he lines up at fullback, and blocks down around the goal line, he says that the Bears had the fridge, I'm the freezer. Well, I don't know what he calls himself when he's doing things like that defensively.
You got to be careful with the football, and Caleb Haney knocked it out just after B.J. Raji had crossed the goal line, and now B.J. Raji puts on a little bit bigger belt than Aaron Rodgers typically puts on.
That's a big boy belt. He's not buying that one in the boys department.
So there's Aaron Rodgers, who leaps over on the sideline, and it's been a frustrating day with a quarterback rating in the 50s. But here's a guy in Aaron Rodgers watching big number 90 B.J. Raji, who we had a chance to talk to yesterday. Real engaging guy. Went to college at Boston College. Last year they had him an end. They moved him to nose tackle, and he has really blossomed here in the second half of the season. He's been great.
Sure has. Talked about playing there in Boston College and watching the New England Patriots, and became a big fan of Vince Wilfork. And I'm sure Vince Wilfork's at home right now, and he made him proud there.
Here's Davis on the return. Rasheed Davis brought down by John Kuhn. Return of 16 yards. First there was the fridge, and they always talked about, yeah, he's big. I mean, they didn't come any bigger, but he had great feet. And he plows it in for a touchdown against the Green Bay Packers. Here's B.J. Raji, who has called himself the freezer after blocking short yardage. And we've seen that dance before this postseason.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times in a practice when I was playing, the big guys like that would practice what their end zone dance would be if they ever had the opportunity. He's been spending a lot of time perfecting that one.
Brother, a collegiate basketball player at Boston College. What a moment. Haney rolls out, throws, hits Olsen. Such a factor last week, not much of a factor so far today. Good for 13 yards. Bishop on the stop.
So much for being able to protect Caleb Haney and kind of keep things in normal down and distances as a play caller. Now they've got to get into this no huddle, and something that I'm quite certain that Caleb Haney has not run much of.
That was the first catch for Olsen. Here's a big hit. Completion of Bennett. Pepra made the stop. Two straight completions from Caleb Haney with under 5.5 to go in this NFC Championship game. Second down and 3. Forte in the backfield with Haney. Blitz coming. Forte has to spin to make the catch, but he's got a first down brought down by Matthews.
You know, sometimes for a young quarterback, you get into this type of situation and it happens so fast, and you're getting plays run. You don't have time to do a lot of thinking, and sometimes then you just start reacting, and you tend to play maybe a little bit better and get a little freer with some of your throws.
Haney throws to the sideline for Bennett, and now he stays in, and a quick score from Chicago.
So Earl Bennett, he runs a corner route. And he's running it against Charles Woodson, and they've had success with that. Now you saw Nick Collins come over the top, and he should have been able to make the play to at least keep Bennett from getting into the end zone. You know, not much of an effort there by Nick Collins, but a great throw by Caleb Haney, making it happen.
That touchdown drive took 81 seconds. And so Chicago's still in it. Down by 7 with 4:43 left in the game. And Earl Bennett, who had 3 touchdowns during the regular season, has his first of the postseason right here.
It's just a nice job by Caleb Haney. Caleb Haney giving his guy a chance. You know, and Earl Bennett did not play the last time these two teams met. They really felt that they could at least get him going a little bit, and they liked some of the matchups on the inside. And Charles Woodson knew that, you know, Nick Collins was a guy who he was going to be getting help from the safety position, and yet he just fails to make the tackle. But we saw the expression there by Aaron Rodgers, and you know, that's not fun when you've got a 2-possession lead, and then all of a sudden you give up a touchdown like that quickly. And now Aaron Rodgers knows that he has to continue to come out and make plays on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, right now you've got a hands team out there for Green Bay, but with this much time left and 2 timeouts, certainly Chicago, if they want to, can forget about an onside kick and just kick it deep. But Green Bay is prepared for an onside kick if it does come.
I think they kind of like the Bears, that is what they did last time. They showed that they may go with an onside kick and then kicked it deep and covered it pretty well. And I think that that's what they're going to do here with this much time on the clock. I think they should kick it deep. They've gotten away a couple of times giving the ball to Green Bay with great field position and not giving up points. But I wouldn't test that here.
They just dragged Kellen Davis off the bench. Chicago did late. One of their tight ends, number 87. Charles Woodson is waiting deep. And Gold kicks it in the direction of Woodson. 2 bounces into his hands. And Woodson out of bounds and knocked down after a 14-yard return by Garrett Wolfe. And it's Aaron Rodgers against this Chicago defense again.
Well, we'll see what Mike McCarthy wants to do. When they were in this situation a few moments ago, McCarthy came out throwing the ball. Threw it on 1st down and then failed to convert on 3rd down. We'll see if he tries that same approach, or if he's going to see if maybe they can get some yardage on the ground and take a little more time off this clock.
They do hand it off to Starks. And Corey Graham came in to make the stop. Tim Jennings was there as well. So it's a 7-point game with under 4.5 to go. Here's a game summary. This NFC Championship game, Rodgers, who has been so hot, has been cooled off on a frigid day in Chicago. B.J. Raji with an interception and an 18-yard return. The last touchdown for Green Bay, but now with Caleb Haney at quarterback, the Bears just had a quick strike. 2nd and 11. Starks again. Starks is knocked down by Manning.
Well, the Packers come out, as you would anticipate, trying to run the ball. Chicago expecting that. We saw Corey Graham come up and make a play on 1st down, 2nd down. They bring up Daniel Manning as the extra guy. And now yet another big 3rd down.
Peppers coming off the edge. Aaron Rodgers nowhere to go except down. Briggs on the stop. And it's 3 and out.
We've seen Briggs make a few plays in this ball game. Here he is. He's going to be in coverage. He's covering John Kuhn. but he keeps his eyes into the backfield. So while he's in coverage, he's anticipating that there's a chance that Rodgers may scramble, and he was there then to pick it up.
So now Devin Hester is waiting deep for Chicago with Mastay, who's been good so far. In a game like this, you're only as good as your last punt with somebody like Hester waiting. And Mastay hits a booming punt, driving Hester back, looking for a block, and Devin Hester won't go far. Brandon Underwood downfield to cover it, and that was well executed by this Green Bay punt team. 56-yard punt, just a 9-yard return. Again, the Bears have never won a postseason game when trailing by more than 7. They trailed by 14. It was 14-0 at the half. 2 timeouts left, plenty of time. 2 minutes 53 seconds, starting at their own 29.
Haven't seen a lot of blitzes from Dom Capers here in the second half. Young quarterback, just under 3 minutes to play, 1 possession lead. We'll see if he comes after the young guy.
Haney gets away from one. That pass was in and out of the hands of Forte, incomplete. B.J. Raji, who has that interception for a touchdown with pressure on Caleb Haney.
Well, he did too. You don't have to bring extra defenders when you're getting the pressure that B.J. Raji got on that last play.
Second and 10, 2:49 left. Juggled the snap, throws to Forte, who's wrapped up immediately by Nick Collins. Play got off to an odd start right from the snap, and this one was high, a bobble, and a completion of just a yard.
Yeah, well, once he got it, you know, he panicked there just for a minute, because then once he was able to regain the ball, he immediately just turned to Forte and turned it loose. Didn't even think about looking anywhere else.
Blitz coming off the edge. Haney steps up, throws, and completes to Olsen for the first down. That was all Caleb Haney.
Well, it sure was. And Dom Capers, as I said, we hadn't shown a lot of it here in the second half. They come with the Sam Shields blitz off the corner again, but because he's coming from so far, you know, he's not going to be able to get home, but he steps up and he delivers a heck of a throw there under pressure.
And the first third down conversion for Chicago. They're 1 for 11. Haney in trouble, throws incomplete. Packers want an intentional grounding call. The officials talk about it. Haney's trying to say there was a receiver in the area, and they're going to throw a flag for grounding.
Well, here's Greg Olsen. He got tripped up.
Offense number 12. 10-yard penalty, loss of down, third down.
I don't know about that. I mean, I saw the one receiver. I mean, clearly he's getting the ball out of his hands, but a lot of times they'll give the benefit of the doubt there to the quarterback. But there was a receiver who was coming into that vicinity. You see right here.
I think that's a stretch. But either way.
But I'm a quarterback.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say. I mean, it's, you always side with the quarterback.
Don't you look at me, Pereira.
That brings up second down and 20. Haney using his legs. Now Forte hangs on to the ball. Boy, Shields has played a nice game. A pickup of 10 with 2:20 to go. Shields on that tackle.
Shields has had a nice game. He's had a nice year.
Just 3 men up front defensively for Green Bay, including Clay Matthews. It's third down underneath Forte. And Forte is brought down short of the first down. Robert Francois was in on the tackle with Woodson, and we're at the 2-minute warning. And it'll be 4th down for Chicago when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Here are a couple things America got right. Cars and freedom.
Coach Switzer, the Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Sweepstakes is finally here.
Yeah, you know it is.
4 tickets to Super Bowl 45, insider access. Plus, it's really easy to enter.
It's not hard.
You think I'm gonna win?
Yeah.
Great. How do you know?
Because...
Introducing Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Access. You can score unthinkable Super Bowl access, game gear, and more.
Coach, can't find a room in Dallas for the Super Bowl.
How's things in San Antonio?
Oh, booked.
That's so dumb.
Don't be left behind. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, is getting faster with 4G.
On game day, enjoy big flavor, no substitutions. How? With a Subway, $5 footlong sub. Enjoy a tasty lineup of $5 footlongs that'll make you the MVP when you gotta feed the fans for the game. From the surprisingly low-fat Black Forest ham to the zestacular spicy Italian.
Your favorites, just the way you want them, are just $5.
Oh, I'm thinking it's a great deal.
Extra points, Subway. Where nothing tastes better. Subway, eat fresh.
The Chicago Bears during the regular season were 13 of 27 on either 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. There is no bigger 4th and 1 than this. A chance to keep their hopes alive. Down by 7. Taylor gets it, picks it up. And a good job by this Bears offensive line.
Not only were they not good this year, Joe, they had not been good against the Green Bay Packers especially. But they got great movement along that right side. Chester Taylor hit it.
Haney sets up a screen for Forte. Out of bounds with a first down at the 35. Clay Matthews made the stop. There are 2 timeouts remaining for Chicago, down by 7. This one good for 12 yards.
Clay Matthews at the end of this play, he comes up hobbling just a little bit. You wonder how that might impact him here as he tries to rush Caleb Haney.
A minute 27 left. Haney buys some time and now throws it out of bounds outside the pocket, getting it past the line of scrimmage with pressure from Cullen Jenkins, B.J. Raji. 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you, Caleb Haney, he's been impressive. I don't know what's going to happen here over the next minute and 21 seconds, but Caleb Haney has played exceptionally well, and he's made good decisions as well. The interception to B.J. Raji, just a simple thing where he doesn't see the guy, but overall he has made good decisions and has thrown the ball extremely well.
I got you covered, JJ.
2nd and 10. Haney looking for somewhere to go, finds Olsen. And Olsen is out of bounds with a gain of 7.
Because the Packers only rush 3 guys, it then frees up right guard Roberto Garza to help out Jamarcus Webb with Clay Matthews.
Are you surprised they're not coming after Caleb Haney more?
Well, I think what Dom Capers has decided here is that rush 3 and make Caleb Haney try to then read coverage as opposed to bringing pressure and then knowing he has man-to-man, one-on-one outside. It's very easy then for a quarterback, but if you're not getting home with 3, you've got to try something else. I would expect Dom as they get closer to bring it.
And now whistles stop the play.
Call the
Chicago.
snap. Second charge timeout. Chicago.
With the clock stopped, they have to use their second timeout. If you're wondering why Caleb Haney is in the game, Jay Cutler started this game and left with an injured knee. Tried to get it loose, could not on this cold day. Todd Collins was ineffective nearly through 2 interceptions. He's on the bench. And this game is in the lap of the 3rd-year pro out of Colorado State, who is near the top in every category in the record book in Colorado State's history, but has played in only 5 games in the NFL prior to this.
And I don't know whose decision it was to put him in the game, but it was a genius decision as we look at this right now. Desmond Clark right here. Keep an eye on him.
Bennett gets hit and goes down. Bishop made the stop, and now here comes another 4th down.
And I say who made the decision, whether that was Lovie Smith or whether that was Mike Martz. But they didn't stick with Todd Collins very long, and you're right, Joe. I mean, they lose yardage on that one. And here it is.
Under a minute to go, 4th and 4. Haney over the middle, picked off by Shields. And Shields takes it the other way. The Green Bay Packers are going to ride to the Super Bowl on that. Trying to force it to Johnny Knox, and Sam Shields picks it off. His 2nd of the game. He got one just before the half, and now with under a minute to play, Shields, who was a college free agent, had played 1 year of corner into this year, and with his speed and ball skills has really lifted this Green Bay secondary.
Yeah, and he's really the reason why the Packers have been able to do all the things that they've been able to do within their defensive schemes this year. He and Tramon Williams has given Dom Capers tremendous flexibility within that defense. Sam Shields played that one absolutely beautifully, knowing that he had safety help, was in a trail position, and he brought back his wide receiving skills that he used in college before he made the switch to defensive back, and makes a great game-saving play.
It wasn't how many people expected it to happen, but it was the Green Bay defense stepping up. Raji with an interception returned for a touchdown. Shields with 2 big picks. And the winner of the George S. Halas Trophy, the Green Bay Packers, the first number 6 seed from the NFC to make it to the Super Bowl. Green Bay in it for the first time since '98. They won it in '97 with Brett Favre at quarterback, and now they go there with Aaron Rodgers. As Caleb Haney threw it, Shields made the play, and the Green Bay Packers on the road against their rival, a team they've played for 90 years, with Mike McCarthy begging Sam Shields to get down. The Green Bay Packers beat their rival, and off to the Super Bowl they go.
Off they go, and we talked about it coming into the postseason play, Joe. You know, there wasn't a hotter quarterback really in the league. Maybe Tom Brady, but certainly not in the NFC. And they ride the hot hand of Aaron Rodgers. Today they ride that defensive play. And off they go to Arlington, Texas for Super Bowl 45.
It's the 5th Super Bowl in team history. They have 12 titles. And the Green Bay Packers are the 2010 NFC champions. And they've done it on the road, at Philadelphia, at Atlanta, and now here against their rival, the Chicago Bears. What a game. Let's go down to the field. Pam Oliver, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, first up, you're heading to the Super Bowl.
It's a dream come true. It's an incredible feeling. I'm lost for words.
I know you're self-critical, but can you see the forest for the trees on this one?
You know what? You got to give credit to their defense. I didn't play my best game. They had a good plan for us. They stopped us. You know, we just had enough points on offense, and BJ had a big touchdown catch. Incredible.
And the lips okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Back to you, Joe.
Aaron Rodgers gets to go celebrate. Thank you, Pam. Talk about celebrate. B.J. Raji, 338 pounds, took it in. A big score. The last points put up by the Green Bay Packers. They win by those 7 points. The AT&T postgame show coming up.
The Green Bay Packers begin to celebrate the 5th Super Bowl berth in the franchise's history, first since 1997. They will try and rack up Super Bowl win number 4 in just 2 weeks, but they are officially the champions of the NFC. As we welcome you to the AT&T postgame show, a lot of cheeseheads still here at Soldier Field celebrating. Kurt Menefee, along with Howie Long, Michael Strahan, and Jimmy Johnson. We'll get to Terry Bradshaw inside that victorious Green Bay locker room in just a moment. But guys, I want to maybe start with you, Michael, because the last time the Packers were in the championship game, they lost at home to you. You went to the Super Bowl. You know now the tables are turned, how they're feeling in that locker room.
Well, right now they're feeling a little bit warmer than they were out here, I'll tell you that. But those guys are ecstatic. For a lot of those guys, almost all of those guys, their first time going to the Super Bowl, you're looking forward to just everything involved with it. If you've gone before, get all your parties out the way when you're not a player, because now you go, it's all about business. So for these guys, the chance to enjoy it, a chance to go home for the week, let their fans enjoy it, and then get back to the business of playing football.
Michael, this feeling is something that people at home can look at it this way. Whatever profession you're in, all of a sudden you know that you're the very, very best. The best at something, the best at your profession, the best doctor, the best lawyer, whatever it is. These players know that they're the very best in the National Football League.
I think about all that Aaron Rodgers went through during that awkward transition from Brett Favre to him as the quarterback of this football team. Woodson, a guy who played against New England with Oakland, that fumbled, it wasn't, and then, of course, losing in the NFC Championship game to the Giants. Happy for him.
This was a total team effort by the Packers. They are champions of the NFC, and to present them with the George Halas Trophy and taking part in the celebration in the locker room, let's send it over to Terry Bradshaw, who's inside with the Halas Trophy. TB.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. And I'd like to say the very happy Green Bay Packer locker room. They've redone the George S. Halas Trophy representing the winners of the NFC champions. That would be the Green Bay Packers, none other to present this. Why not give it to a great Hall of Famer defensive end for the Green Bay Packers? Willie Davis, present this to Mr. Murphy, would you please?
Thank you so much, Terry. And Mark, this is another great moment in Green Bay Packer history. Hey, I'm glad I witnessed it, and we're going to go on to the Super Bowl. So you take this show.
Thank you, Willie.
Well, thank you, Willie. We got one more to win, guys. We got to win the Lombardi Trophy.
Mark, one quick question. How do you answer to all the owners? There are 112 owners out there on behalf of the Green Bay. You represent all of those owners.
No, we got 112,000 shareholders. It's the best organization in the NFL, and we're proud to accept this.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Mark.
Terry.
Super Bowl 45 bound, the Green Bay Packers. Mike Murphy. Ted Thompson over here, general manager. Mike, come in here. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Terry.
It's been 14 seasons. That's a long time for the franchise for the Packers. How does it feel, Coach?
Feels great. I can't say enough about our players and the effort today. It's always hard when we come to Chicago. Want to congratulate Lovey and his staff and the Chicago Bears organization on a great year. But we had a little bit of everything today, that's for sure. But just a great win altogether, and we're looking forward to going to Dallas.
Is there a different attitude when you play a team in your division 3 times and on the road? Coach, you've won at Philadelphia. All right, now you won at Atlanta. Now you've won in Chicago. Last team to do that was the New York Giants, and you know they went on and won the Super Bowl.
We know all about the Giants, and we're thankful we're still on the road going to Dallas. So we got the thing going, and we're excited about our opportunity. Just a great effort. I can't say enough about these players. Just a great job, and the coaching staff, just phenomenal.
Opening drive, pretty impressive, wasn't it?
I liked it. I wish we'd have kept doing it all day. It got a little hard there on offense, but they're a great defense, and we were definitely up for the challenge.
Let me get your quarterback in here. Aaron Rodgers. Come here, Aaron. How you? You know what? We finally get to meet.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm stuck in a studio, man.
This feels pretty good. You know a little something about this.
How's your lip?
I'm okay. I'm
All
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Opening drive. I just asked your coach about it. Awfully impressive when you could go on the road against a division rival like the Bears and win that. How important was that for your team today?
Yeah, it was a great start for us, but you got to give credit to our defense. Our defense has been playing lights out the last few weeks. Offense sometimes gets a little bit too much credit. They carried us today, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
How's that feel?
Feels incredible.
You don't have to turn around and worry about anybody questioning you. It's always been about championships with you. When people talk about your stats, but really, it's always been about championships.
It's about wins. It's about wins. We've gone on the road and won 3 tough games against 3 great opponents. Road Warriors. It's incredible feeling. I mean, to be able to get Donald Driver to a Super Bowl, Charles Woodson, some of these older guys, is incredible.
How about Raji? I'm going to ask him. Raji, come here, man. Tell me about your play today.
You know what? It wasn't perfect, but I tried to execute the defense. We played great. We got great players, and that's why we're on top.
Yeah. Your defense game plan, I thought, with Capers coming out early, you took their quarterback out of this football game.
Right.
He didn't even show up for the second half. Your plans put pressure on him. You think that exactly what would happen? He would just disappear.
Correct. Dom is a great coach. He has great things for us. As long as we stop the run, we have a chance in any game.
All right, you're going on to the Super Bowl now. I know you're not thinking about it, but it's got to be a lot of fun, huh?
It's exciting. I'm only my second year in the league, and I'm going to the Super Bowl, man. I'm just blessed. I'm just happy to be a Green Bay Packer.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Kurt, kind of fun in here. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, TV. We'll get back to you with more celebration going on in just a bit. But right now, guys, I want to talk about this. Now, this defense showed up big today, but it always goes back to the quarterback. And if you